To answer your question before you ask it, I'm not going to be in the barrel the whole time, but we're probably going to keep the door locked until people come in, and I'd hide in the barrel if I hear someone coming in.
I would be delighted if this entire trip to Dimport takes the full 4 hours of our session, and just every hour I cut back. Fergus, you still in the barrel? Yep. Okay. Moving.
I mean, that's essentially going to be my role play for this entire session. So
I mean, Dimport might not take the full 4 hours here.
I don't think we're going to be in Dimport for that long.
It depends.
I think we're pretty eager to get out, considering our prince or king. I guess you would just be like king incumbent,
king elect. Parent.
I'm going with king elect.
What's the opposite of a lame duck?
Temporary heir.
A physically able duck.
Swan. I think
a superpowered swan. There we go. I think we're trying to get out of here pretty fast so that you're not discovered. So I don't think it's going to be the whole session.
See, I feel that's more of a parallel. I feel like the opposite of a lame duck would be a very healthy mole.
Oh, a duck-billed platypus.
Yes.
Yep.
That's the middle ground.
That's a mole with a duck bill.
Yep, there we go. Fergus, you are now the platypus.
Well, it's like a Bizarro, right? Like, is that really the opposite version of Superman? Like, or whatever?
I do use a sharp implement that poisons things. So, platypus isn't the worst animal to associate with Fergus here.
Wouldn't Bizarro Superman really be a weak reptilian, four-legged creature from another universe? If we are truly going for every aspect of Superman in reverse.
And really, if you think about it, isn't a dwarf without a beard equivalent to a mammal that lays an egg?
All right, last thing. I'm sorry, Ken. You're probably going to have to trim this all off the start of the recording. But when I was in Canada, I might have told this story to you guys before, but I was talking to some people, I want to say from Dubai, and somehow we got off on animals. I'm like, oh, have you ever heard of a platypus? And they're like, no, what's that? And then I described it to them. They're like, bullshit, you're making that up. and then I showed them pictures. So it was a crowd of people looking around, looking at pictures of a platypus. And one guy, he said, like, it's like God ran out of parts in a drawer, so he just stuck them all together.
They just recently, North America got their first platypus in like a zoo, I guess. Before the only place you could go see a platypus, I think, was in Australia, where they're native. I think it's Australia.
Yep, native. I think there's some in New Zealand too, but it's mostly not Australia.
They live in Australia. We're not sure if they're native to this world yet.
Well, yeah, more research needs to be done on that front, but personally, I would look more into cephalopods if we're looking for alien beings currently residing on Earth.
Yeah.
Are those octopus?
Yeah.
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 Octopus, squid, mollusks of many sorts.
All of the really smart creatures.
So if you've ever eaten an octopus, you've probably consumed the flesh of a being about as smart as a human child.
Well, I don't really have qualms with that.
Yeah.
I mean, have you met a human child? They can be pretty dumb.
Yeah, no, I know. I work retail. I know.
And if the octopus were so smart, it could have gotten away.
I've also eaten a small child. Octopus tastes a lot better.
They often do, actually. It's a real problem for aquariums.
Yeah. They regularly will get out of the smallest crack in their enclosures.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So there we go. We're doing them a favor, okay? The ones that can escape.
Wasn't there a researcher who was wondering why he kept losing his pens, and he put a camera in there, and it turned out the octopus was sneaking out of his enclosure to grab the pens and throw them across the room?
I think that's true. I think you can actually watch the camera footage.
Can't say I've heard of it, but I believe it.
Awesome. That's why Hank from Finding Dory is one of the best Disney characters ever.
He's literally just a real octopus in captivity.
Yeah.
Oh man, never sleep in that aquarium. That would be freaky as hell. Is an octopus just going to walk out and crawl over me? It's entirely possible.
But first, it's going to put one of its
Okay,
sticky
I don't know
pads
about
over
you
your
guys,
mouth
but if
so
I'm
you can't
like
scream.
nighttime security at the aquarium and I see just the silhouette of an octopus crawling down the hall, my first thought isn't escaped octopus. My first thought is this is first contact, okay?
Yeah, no, most definitely. But honestly, once you realize that it is just the octopus, if I was the night security guard, I would just kind of come to an understanding. Because if it sneaks back into its enclosure before anyone else comes back, you just learn to be neighbors with it, honestly.
Yeah, just bring it a treat every night.
Mhm.
Put it nearby its own cage, and high five it and head on.
And then
Yeah.
you get fired because someone else reviews the security footage.
Yeah, they just see a security guard on the ground with a notepad, and he's playing tic-tac-toe with an octopus.
Okay, here's the article. It was an octopus named Otto. It wasn't that he was stealing pens. They thought there was someone breaking into the aquarium, but it turns out he was fucking with the lights because he knew that they would be motion censored, and he would keep squirting water at them to entertain himself. And they kept going back in, and like the security would examine everything, and they couldn't find out. And they checked the cameras, and they noticed that. So they started trying to figure out other ways to keep him entertained during the night. They tried to give him a chessboard to keep him interested, and then he threw the chessboard out of the aquarium.
Here's a trick. Put a shark in there with him. That motherfucker will get humble real quick.
There have been several cases of octopuses eating sharks.
Yeah, I was going to say. You come back in there, and there's a noose suspended from a ceiling with a shark in it. And you're like, okay, this is his aquarium now.
Wait a minute. Is that a notepad? The shark wrote a suicide note. No. That's definitely Otto's writing.
That joke makes it way better that you're implying that he's written you notes before. Just you look over at the tank and he somehow has a smartphone and it's got a picture of you sitting in your dining room in your house.
Unfortunately, y'all had a fish man come up with this plan that we need to get on with, and not an octopus man.
Okay.
Yeah, but if we ever get around to that One Piece thing, we're gonna have an octopus man.
I'm a cuddlefish man, I'll have you know.
Yeah, still a cephalopod.
Yeah, that's true.
Except
Actually, no, I'm not a
cuddle
cuttlefish. I'm an eel person now because of that picture. I forgot. I'm
Cut to the guy from Scotland. That does not make us the same.
All right, you guys ready for your question?
Yep.
What, if anything, would make you lose hope? Just like full on into depression. If
Another
anything.
plan from Jiggles. Okay,
Alright.
no, I'm not actually playing that. That was just me being catty.
Stumbling across the dwarven city only to find it completely leveled.
Okay.
He's taking notes so he can do it.
Going to the Dwarven City and realizing the door will never open again, so I can't even get out that way.
Okay.
Also, the whole reason we come here and we get there, that would be really disheartening. We get there, and the whole reason you get there is to open the door from the other side, and we can't even do that.
Turns out it was a pole the whole time.
Yep.
They just didn't try hard enough on the other side.
Son of a bitch.
No, they had the one old man try to do it because it was his job his entire life. And then
Nobody-
he goes like, "Oh no, it can't happen. It has to open from the other side." And he just didn't want to admit that he's like, "I'm too weak to pull the lever."
Somebody pennied the door and nobody checked it.
They just installed one of those push bars on the pull side. Probably if something manages to shatter his faith in Father Mountain and Mother Fire and the ancestors and 350.
420.
Yeah.
Mike?
I don't know. I felt like the list had to go on for comedic sake, but I ran out of ideas.
The goddamn Loch Ness month.
At least as far as hope for this adventure, I guess if everyone else died, it'd pretty much be over.
You're saying you
Freya
won't
wouldn't
single-handedly brave the dangers to reach Dammerhall?
No.
I mean, let's be honest. You could just aqua suit and be there in like 10 days. It's all this
Barring
dead weight
active
that's
sea
slowing you
creature.
down.
No, she's in her mech suit and she's the last one alive. She just starts ramming her suit into the wall just out of frustration. All of a sudden, it just starts passing through the wall. You mean I could have done this the entire time?
Wait, this cavern's made of styrofoam?
And then turns
All
out
right, if I
one-
grab a bucket
one
and
long
crouch
punk
jump into this
episode.
corner, I should be able to no clip into the Dammerhall.
Yeah, a
No.
stage light falls and hits Freya.
And then it just Ashton Kutcher as a dwarf shows up. He's like, "Yeah, we've been dwarf punking you the entire time. Oh, where's your family? Oh, they're there, and ooh, those pieces over there."
Jiggles is fine though.
Here's a t-shirt. We're even, right?
Yep. That just leaves
Hey.
Jiggles.
Yeah. Jiggles would lose all hope if he finds out that this is it.
Like, what is it?
There's
Just
nothing
this.
beyond this. Just this.
Just the sunless sea is the peak of the world.
Yeah.
One day I'm going to take him to a real ocean, and he's going to shit bricks.
Yes, he will. And then just woo-hoo-hoo-hoo, and skip across the water, gone.
Well, time to find a new party member, guys.
We find him dead an hour later because he's a freshwater fish.
Oh shit!
So you see, the Tritons take exception to him.
All right. So we will return to the story. I'm fairly certain we're all up to date on what happened last time.
Oh yeah.
David.
Quick question:
Yes.
the door to this room, does it open inward or outward? Like, if I put a door in front of it, could I stop people from entering it without me knowing?
You mean a chair?
Yeah, not a door.
You know
a
what?
chair in front of
I'm
the door.
gonna say, for the sake of fun ideas, it's whichever you would find would be more preferable to your idea.
Yeah, just so like
Or-
not to
more
like
yes
completely
and,
block
yeah.
it to where I can't, like, people can't push it open, but like, oh, the boat shifted and it blocked the door or something. So that way I'm just not
Yes.
immediately like fucked if someone accidentally just stumbles in and I'm gonna have to kill another poor guy.
Does it have a key? Do the captain's
Yes.
quarters have a key and a lock?
Yeah, but that
let's
is
just
stop
start
the last
locking it.
I mean, we had, but a kobold got in here anyway.
Oh, I didn't know we were.
But yes, there is a lock, and you can brace it with a chair if that's what you want to do.
Yeah, I'll just do that too when we lock in stuff, but
Mhm.
because I'm gonna be in here.
Say, when we talk to the crew about that guy breaking in and trying to loot the treasure chest, we're going to make a point that we're locking the captain's quarters and no one else is to enter.
And to be clear, that guy was from the people that you're holding hostage down below, not
Yeah.
one of your normal crew. The Derogar that you bribed was one of the crew that you hired.
Mhm. Well, that's why we just didn't kill him too. I mean, what?
And we basically paid him enough for him to retire.
Yeah. It's okay. I wasn't going to spend that money anyway.
Don't worry. There's no
do
use
you
for
do
gold
you
down
wander
here.
outside, look at the sky, and say, "There's no way I'll ever be struck by lightning"? So do your best shot, God. A lot, Richard.
I mean, I can't say I haven't said something along those lines, but not regularly, no.
Well, the first thing I like to do is I like to kick all black cats, wander underneath all ladders, and say Bloody Mary 3 times in front of every single mirror I see. Just
First thing I do is I go outside, say Beetlejuice out loud 3 times.
I mean, your motto isn't, God has allowed me to live another day and I'm about to make it everyone's problem?
But I assume we're starting off with the them going out to the deck and stuff, and I
Mhm.
make sure the door's locked, put the chair in front of it, not the door in front of it. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I like your
And-
door in front of the door idea because
Yeah.
then where it opened to could have been just really confusing.
No, I put a fake door on the inside of the actual door, And when they open it, and there's just another door, and when they look at it, I know that they opened the other door, and I just behind that door, I'm like, oh, I can only open this door if you answer my riddles 3.
No, you just put an MC Escher painting there, and they're like, oh no way.
For a second, I thought you said MC Hammer painting. I was like, whoa.
MC
It's
Hammer
game
and an
time
MC
already.
Escher.
Yeah, I'm sure that'll cause as much confusion.
Grab the boats underwater.
So much hammer time.
Once per day, this painting allows you to cast Stop Time.
Well, while we're a little silly right now, what race would MC Hammer be? I'm kidding. Let's move on.
Yeah. I couldn't think of a good joke for that, so I didn't say anything.
No, it's fine.
So, you guys return to the deck. It is worth pointing out that the last everyone saw of Milgram was going over the side in the arms of a giant octopus. Or sorry, the other way around. He went over the side and he turned into a giant octopus, but no one saw him. God, your plan.
I didn't come up with that.
Hey, if we
Everyone's
get
just curious
lost in
in
it
their
trying
mind.
to recap it, then that means the crew have no idea what's going on.
Well said, Loki. Complete subterfuge.
Yeah, we even fooled
All right.
ourselves.
Brilliant,
How can our enemies
brilliant.
have
Went off
any
without
idea
a
what we're
hitch.
doing if we have no idea what we're doing?
We can bypass all detect truth spells if even we don't know what's technically correct.
It's a good point. I'm not bluffing. I have no idea what happened.
That's like every one of those action movies or whatever where they're fighting the bad guy that's all like, I'm a master of combat. I can predict your moves. And they're all like, well, you can't predict my moves if even I don't know what I'm doing. But in real life, that's just called wildly flailing, and those people die all the time.
Well, no, that's done well when it's done by the Drunken Master archetype combo. The only way to truly get unpredictable moves is to intoxicate yourself before combat, which has traditionally gone swimmingly for everyone who's tried it in real life.
Yes.
Just don't take downers, take uppers.
I heard of a guy who every time he went to the bar, he would get drunk, and he would always try to pick a fight, but no matter which bar he would go to, he'd always try to pick a fight with the bouncer. Which feels like ill-advised decisions. I'm like, wait, so the one sober guy that's specifically there to throw you out?
Well, I mean, it makes sense in some respects because it's the one guy who's not going to, he's going to fight by himself because no one's going to come, bounce you if you're fighting the bouncer.
It's just speed running the bar experience.
Mm-hmm.
I guess he wanted a good challenge. I don't know.
So Miku and Ivy are on the 3 bow with you guys, correct? If I remember correctly, I forget where you spread the crew around. I know Ignis is on the 1 bow, the Scrimshaw.
I believe we put what's their names? Iago and Ivy on the 1 bow,
Okay.
and we had someone else of the actual party over there to kind of distract her. I think. Not distract, but keep a party member over there. But I don't know for sure if that was true. I know the Iago and Ivy were over there.
Okay.
I thought there was going to be Nolgrim since he can transport between the boats very
Yeah,
easily.
but I think we brought him on and under the guise of a meeting so we could
For the
try
plan.
this stupid plan.
So, seeing the rest of you, literally everyone except Fergus, come from below the deck, Miku will come up to you and he'll release his telepathic communication spores and say, is everything all right? Or have you been able to locate Fergus?
I'm afraid Fergus was lost to the sea.
Okay, let me pull up his sheet real quick.
Some sense motive
Mm-hmm.
or insight.
Insight. I mean, he can talk to your mind, so, a little
That's
bit
true.
easier to be. Should be at advantage, but still 20. So you can give your deception there. Or deceit. Ah!
Well, he talked to you through your mind. He can't read your thoughts, right?
No, but You guys are treated to Miku tried to do his best mushroom person side eye to the rest of you. But he's a mushroom person, so it's not. He's just kind of pivoting his entire torso and body because he doesn't actually have a neck.
Now the question is, does Ivy believe it?
She's on the other boat.
I know. I'm curious if she's gonna wind up believing this shit.
I don't know why she wouldn't. Why do you have a reason to doubt your friends when they've lost their friend?
No, they're doubting you.
That's true. That's fair.
Wait,
Miku,
why didn't we tell Ivy about this plan?
I don't
We
know.
didn't
It's
tell
your
any.
guys'
We didn't
plan.
tell any of the cohorts about this. We didn't tell anybody about this. We didn't even tell each other 100% what we were doing. I don't think we just went with this, and it was so. I don't know
Be
what was
quiet. You're
happening
in the
last
other
session.
room. Get back in your barrel.
Woo! You're hearing this in your head. Woo!
Miku looks at Taskell, and once again, responding in your head, not out loud. Is this true?
Christ, you can
leave
tell
port.
Miku the truth. He's not. Why are we hiding it from Miku?
I don't know.
That's why I said until we leave port.
And he talks to you through your mind, so no one else can hear you. So just tell him what's actually up.
Well, you have to respond out loud, but his response to you will be then.
Okay.
So, what did you say, Taskell?
It's true until we leave port.
I do not follow. Are you going to reanimate him again?
We'll go with that.
I'm not sure I understand.
It's not worth understanding. I'll explain it later.
I see. So is your quest failed then?
No, finding the city is more important than any one of us.
I see. Well, hopefully Ivy will not be too upset. And he just turns around and walks away.
Suddenly he realizes, oh, everyone's expendable now. Good.
Guess what the first thing he's going to tell Fergus when he sees him again? It's good to see you, Fergus, even though the Taskell informs me that your life is inconsequential.
Well, like the platypus, many look at him and say, "Why?"
All right. None of this has been signaled over to the one bow, so you guys are going to carry on your merry way, I assume.
We should probably have step up the watch and have people keep an eye out for anybody that might be lost at sea.
Somebody should break the news to. He points at the other boat. Since y'all can't see me pointing.
Mm-hmm.
The little one that was very fond of Fergus.
I feel like something must be done to mitigate the feeling of loss. And kind of the way Norgrim says that kind of is an indirect way. He's saying one thing, but his body language and the look he gives kind of expresses we should probably let them in on it.
Look, you know him better than I do, so that's up to you guys.
Yeah, I'll let them know. I had my rest. I could jaunt
Let me
back
see if I
there.
can figure something out.
Now we have to keep this going for what? A day or two once we get to port? Sell the whale?
Yeah, resupply won't be done in an hour.
Sell the whale, sail the boat, get all the supplies we need, get the rest of the crew we're gonna need for this new boat. It's gonna be a while, more than a couple days, I think.
Jesus, I told y'all to shut the door behind us.
Hey, this is out of character, motherfucker.
He's just chiming in through the book.
Just a
just
barrel
throw
with
flour on him and
Yeah, no,
pretend he's a
I'm already,
ghost.
no, it's been 10 minutes. I'm already going stir crazy, so I'm just starting to write in the page of the book. God, we're gonna need this. We're gonna need this. We're gonna be here forever. I'm gonna be stuck in this goddamn room. I'm gonna have to hide in a barrel.
It's been 20 minutes and he's already stir crazy.
Should we just throw the barrel overboard?
I mean, to be fair, he's been stir crazy for about the last year, so.
How important is it really to y'all's mission?
Substantially so.
Preferable that he's alive?
Essential.
So you're saying there's a chance.
Like half of us had a prophetic dream that he would be king. But, prophecy's a murky business. Oh, if squares make a barrel. Not sure if I should be concerned that he's seeing squares or that he's adding them into a barrel.
Just go back down there. He's fully got sock puppet friends. It's been 4 hours.
Where'd you find googly eyes?
I took him out of the kobold that we left down here.
Jesus! Fucking sock puppet with real ass. Hello, Fergus.
Detached eyeballs plead silently from atop the sock.
They're fucking slitted reptile eyes, too.
Yep. So you're telling me you made a sock puppet friend? No, don't be ridiculous. I made a sock puppet lover. Anyway, so what are you guys doing? Are you just gonna go back to moving forward?
No, will say we need to inform the other boat.
All right,
That's
I'm just gonna use my suit, swim or fly over there, or whatever.
No, I could teleport me and somebody else over there, preferably somebody that's better at lying. I could let Ivy in on what's going on while the other person is lets the rest of the crew know. I think that's probably the best approach. Anybody here good at lying?
I mean, out of character, I've got a +6.
I raised my hand inside the room.
You hit the lid of the barrel. Shush.
I will have you know, I have a 0 deception.
Better than my -1.
I thought you were going to tell him the truth.
What a bunch of honest people.
I was just gonna go over there, pull Ivy into like a separate room, and then just tell her. I don't think it's gonna take that much subterfuge.
Yeah, I don't know why we have to lie.
That's what I've been saying for like the past 30 minutes.
Well, we need to lie to the rest of the crew.
This is how you tell Ivy. You turn into an octopus.
Well, we're not going over there to tell the
And
rest.
then you
of the
pull
crew.
her
We're going
over the
there to tell
side.
Ivy, so she doesn't jump off the side of the boat when she first hears a crewmate talking about it.
All right. I'll go, and hopefully nobody else asks me what's going on.
I already offered to go.
Well, come on. Ogre will hold out his hand,
All right.
and with that, he'll warp him over to the other boat.
Appear on the deck of the scrimshaw.
Is it-
Ignis is there by the helm, keeping track of the clicks of the wheel. Sees you guys appear out of your dimension door.
Hmm.
Says, "Hey, what's going on? There's a little bit of commotion on the other deck, it sounds like.
Still trying to sort things out. Double the watch. We need to keep an eye out for man overboard. Where's Ivy?
Down below deck. We don't need to keep an eye out for a man overboard. If someone's been in the water more than, I don't know, 10 minutes, they're gone. That's just the rules of the sea. The sun of the sea is taking them. That's how it goes.
Go and just clench his jaw and depart into below deck.
As you're going, she merrily calls after you, "Why the fuck do you think these things don't have lifeboats?"
Nogrim doesn't say anything else. Imagine we find her down below.
Yeah, where you are treated to the sight of her and Iago desperately trying to find some sort of language common ground. So it's that thing where like tourists do where they just speak their words louder and slower at each other. But it's two people doing it. They're either each learning common and undercommon respectively, or they're somehow losing language knowledge. You can't tell. And I assume you inform them.
Yeah, definitely try to find an area where it's quiet enough and let them in, let them know what's going on and that we need to keep up a ruse.
Yeah, that's not a problem. It's not like there's a lot of shock when you come in there and go, "Hey, by the way, there's some people at port that want to kill Fergus, so we just pretending that he's dead for right now." Like,
right.
Okay, cool. Like, no.
Yeah.
They didn't find out the bad news first, so.
Right. Should we head back to the other boat or just help out here? Oh, okay. Guess we're helping
Let's
out
head
here.
back to the other boat.
Okay. We're going to look at Ivy and Iago. Everything good here?
As good as can be.
All right.
We don't have the ship belly that's towing a carcass leaking acid and with a crew that is 80% people that want to kill us. So things are pretty calm over here.
Yeah. You've got the less labor intensive task, but
yeah, only 30% of the crew wants to kill us over here.
Yeah. All right. I'll probably be back in a couple hours. I'm going to try and maintain a patrol between boats since it's easiest for me. If you need anything, let me know.
Yep.
You would kind of stand there awkward like nothing else. Okay. Touch Freya on the shoulder and warp back.
Oh God, don't touch me.
All right. So you guys ready to press on?
Yep.
Okie doke. So let me just do some. All right. So I am going to need our two helmsmen to give me a boats check as you guys are steering around some of those obsidian pillars.
I forget. Did we decide to have?
I believe it was Nulgrim.
No, I thought we changed it and had it to Etaskil because it's strength based, and Nulgrim is going to botch it, or is it?
Either way, that's fine.
I don't know. I can't remember who we were going to.
I've got good strength, but I'm
Okay.
fine with. I've got 3 strength, so.
I mean, it makes sense.
Ignis was going to do it.
She's not as high a strength.
I think she's a navigator anyway. So
Yeah, she's a navigator.
I got a +3 to strength, but
She's a
nothing
+2 to strength. So.
skill wise for that.
yeah, so Nulgrim probably would make sense then,
All right.
or Taff. I don't know.
All right. So each ship will take, because you both failed, 21 points of damage, though I'm fairly certain for the 3-bow called the Maw Crusher that doesn't beat its threshold. But let me check the handouts here.
Three bow.
Three bow.
Threshold is 21. I mean, the damage threshold is 20. So
20.
21
Okay.
would go through.
Yeah, so it does take 21 points of damage.
Man, too bad I'm immune to it. I'd love to see how a boat would get blinded.
Okay. And then could you tell me the threshold on the one bow? I'm fairly certain it fails.
It's like 14 or something, I think.
Yeah,
I don't have it up right now, but
All
that
right.
sounds pretty close. It's like 14 or 16, I think.
Okay. I'm just keeping track of these things because it could affect sale price if you're returning a kind of beat up ship.
And trying to remember, are we doing did we do gentle repose on the whale?
Yeah, you did.
Okay.
Or actually, no, I don't remember. Do you guys remember? I thought you did.
I know we brought it up.
I know we were gonna do it the next morning,
Mm.
but because he had to relearn his spells and memorize it for the day.
Right.
Yeah, because I remember us joking about what do you put on its eyes.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. Okay. Okie doke. Another hex, and I just went ahead and rolled for the 2 hexes at the same time for everything. And is this point you are going to begin passing through this tunnel here, heading into the Gaunt Sea. So if there's anything you need to do to make noise now, talking or otherwise, now would be the time to do it.
I have a question, actually, Gumbo.
Yes.
Since I'm going to be in this cabin for quite a while, does studying alchemy make any sound if I'm just like researching it to like basically train it? Since I'm basically going to be locked in this room, might as well do something productive.
I was going to say, once you get to port, that shouldn't be a problem, but passing through the 2 hexes of the Gaunt Sea, because you're doing like little experiments, that would probably be a problem.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I just meant for like when we get to port or something.
Yeah, when you get to port, it shouldn't be a problem.
And port's gonna be loud enough. Any little noises I make probably would be muffled anyway.
Yeah, I mean, there's the big old bell. So.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is we should cancel Bean Night.
Could you imagine that though? Just the perfect silence out in the dark ocean, and then just someone rips one, and it literally echoes for miles.
Followed by the sounds of millions of leathery wings.
I'm sorry.
Not with a bang, but with a toot.
All right. So the ship goes quiet as you begin the final stretch into the Gaunt Sea, navigating through the hidden paths just below the inky black water to avoid the sharp rocks and shoals to reach Dimport. I will move you to the Dimport map as you guys have made it back to port.
Success.
Just how you guys
successfully not dying.
And with our dreamed of 3 bow.
So you can get the whale offloaded just below the market here, the overmarket, just like a good old Captain Greymore did when you guys first came here.
Yeah. And since the crew didn't mutiny, I guess we're going to let them all go.
That's your guys' call. Actually, hold on, bring it back.
I mean, to be fair, you guys can do what you want. I promised them that, but I can't really do anything now, so.
Or since the one that promised them is dead, do we want to double cross them and now sell them all?
Nah, I'm good with letting him go.
Yeah.
Up to y'all, but
let's
does
make
happen
good
a
on
lot.
our promise.
We've been sold before. It sucks.
I know, right?
Bill had it pretty easy, if I recall. I can tell you about some times where not the right lady purchased me.
I mean, hey, maybe some of them will stick around for our next adventure. Optimistic, maybe.
It's true.
Like out of character, we were planning on leaving the crazy
I'm back.
like religion behind this time, right? We were gonna give them a different day and then leave the day before or something.
They have proven kind of useless, but
Yeah.
don't know
Oh,
if
yeah,
we actually discussed it.
The disciples of the Black Iron.
I remember we said something about like telling them the day after we were gonna leave and then leave the day before.
Yeah.
So I'll get to everything. I was going to say, sorry to dash away there. I scratched an itch on my leg, and then I came up with blood on my finger. I'm like, yeah, one second.
Mm-hmm.
So
You're a real woman now, Gombo.
what, you mean one of my heat rash blisters from doing manual labor outside in 90-degree temperatures and humidity bled? Yeah.
Sorry, I couldn't help but make a stupid joke.
Mhm.
I mean, it's what we
Alright.
do.
So we'll deal with the interpersonal ramifications in a moment. But let's just get the obvious stuff out of the way first. Selling the bitter whale for money. Now, the numbers I'm going to feed you here are going to be before it's divided amongst the crew. So keep that in mind. First things first, someone will roll me 3d4.
On it. Oh, okay. Oh,
Oh,
Jesus.
nice. That's a good roll.
Jesus, Barrel
All right.
Boy, that was good.
Let's see. Next,
God
someone
damn,
roll me
I'm never gonna live down Barrel Boy.
2d4.
Jesus. Get it, Fergus.
This is
Get
all
it.
my luck from last week or a couple weeks ago
All right.
coming to fruition.
So you guys have found a very nice buyer.
Clearly, damn.
Oh, hold on. We're not done yet. This is just get the base mount.
Should I just keep rolling to see if I can keep the luck going?
Well, we're not done with the
Absolutely.
rolls yet, so don't get too excited.
Well, I mean, when we get to the next roll, should I just keep going? See if I can get more fours.
Okay. So
You're not
that
getting
fir-
any affirmation.
all right. So
Yeah,
here,
you're going to start
well,
rolling negative fours.
Right.
I'm just doing the math for you here. So 1 second.
We're just shooting shit.
Minus. Okay. So that first number was for the weight of meat and bone of the whale. Its actual value. And then the second number was for how much acid from its body could be extracted, and that number goes down for every day since you've caught it. Thankfully, you gentle reposed it at some point, so it's only been bad for about 3 days. So, before negotiating price, this is the lump sum of gold that it's actually appraised as. You guys see that number?
It's pretty good.
All right.
15,000.
Now, whoever is taking lead in the negotiation, give me a persuasion test.
No,
higher
that I can do.
The higher DC that you beat, the better percentage of money you will get.
Is
Look,
there anything we could do to give him advantage?
Nope. This is just a straight thing.
All right.
y'all may be disappointed in the way things have turned out, but trust me, if there's anyone who can slick over this buyer, it's me. It's absolutely me.
Oh, okay. Not too
Okay.
bad.
Don't worry, he's not me, guys. He
DC
can't
20.
jinx himself like that.
DC 20 means you negotiate for 100% of its appraised value. So that means you do get the 15,700.
Oh God, that's tough. Okay.
Well,
did
because
only
if you
roll
got
an 8.
DC 25, you would get 120% of its value. You actually hiked it up. So essentially, Jiggles's persuasion convinced the meat seller to buy it at cost, which is traditionally very bad business for them, but good for you. Now, The fun part is now you need to pay the crew.
Mhm.
Now, the original crew of the one bow, because you guys set out fully stocked, not including the
Cultists.
cultists, because you're not paying them. You're gonna have to deal with them because they're not too happy of being brought back to where they started without reaching Holy Land. So that's super fun for them. So you had 30 crew members, and if I remember correctly, you lost, I want to say 7.
Mhm.
Was someone keeping track of that somewhere?
I know we lost 2, and then we lost another 1. It's between 5 and 7. I can't remember the exact number.
We'll say
Let's go with
6.
7.
Okay, 7.
Yeah.
So 30 minus 7. That's 23 shares to split amongst the crew. Plus the 6 shares Ignis is owed. And then, of course, for the 5 of you. So that's 34 shares total. So now we divide.
Hold up.
50,000.
What about our NPCs?
Okay. Let's
They're
We
see.
have we have 3
They're paid
allies.
exposure.
Oh, wait, hold on. Minus
Minus
1
me.
because Fergus is
Yeah.
dead.
Yep.
So that's 15,700 divided by 36. That
Yep.
will give you each 457 gold pieces.
457?
437.
37. Okay.
And that's just
Time to go party.
So altogether, we raked in about 3,000 gold for the party,
Mhm.
counting the NPCs and not me.
yes.
3,059 gold, essentially.
Mhm.
I was just keeping track of lump sum as well, so we know how much we have to play around with if we need to spend
I
Also-
extra
gotta
money. on
step away for a
supplies.
minute. I'll be right back.
Just so you guys know, for the finances, I made an easy way of keeping track how much it is to resupply fresh water, food, and ammunition for a ship. Is it's 300 gold pieces per bow. So for a 3 bow, that would be 900 gold to resupply it.
That's
I
easy.
assume that's not per day.
No, that's just total for the trip.
Okay.
No. That is just, for the cosmetic repairs, more spare planks and rope,
Yeah.
bolts for the ballista, all that stuff. That would be 300 for the resupply per bow. Smaller ships.
Out of character, Jiggles is going to keep his gold because he doesn't know yet that if y'all are going to include him on the next trip. Although he would happily give it to get the hell out of here.
I mean, you're still the one that knows the way to the Sea of Ghosts. They still don't know that. I mean, they know that you know, but they don't know the way.
They don't know we know they know we know.
You know?
Direct.
No one watches Friends?
No, not really.
I mean, I had a long time ago, but it's been an eon.
I saw a few parts of the episodes, and I was like, it's a fine sitcom, and it just kind of turned into one of those things where everyone keeps telling me how good it is and to watch it. That's kind of looped around to me not watching it just to dig in my.
It was
heels.
honestly kind of meh, but there wasn't really anything else to watch when it was airing.
Yeah.
Oh, it was fantastic when it was coming out and I was a teenager. So fast forward 20 years.
I was always a fan of
30
Seinfeld.
years.
Not Seinfeld, fucking Frasier, not Seinfeld. I hated
Oh
Seinfeld.
yeah,
I love-
Frasier was good.
I love Frasier.
I
I
watched a lot
didn't
of
like
MASH.
Seinfeld as much as a lot of other people did.
Again, I think we weren't in the age demographic. I think it was even older people than you were more fans of
it
Seinfeld.
was. I was perfect for Friends because I was like 16,
Mhm.
and so watching 20-year-olds, was what I wanted to do. But Seinfeld, they were like 35, divorced, unhappy. I didn't want to see that. I wanted to see pretty people.
Pretty people problems.
Pretty people in coffee shops.
Yeah, they just skip the games and they'll just call their shows shit like Pretty Little Liars. They don't even fucking have any subtlety there.
And they're definitely not friends.
My wife watches that. I have no idea what it's about, except Reese Witherspoon's in it.
I've only seen parts of the show Bob's Burgers, but I did hear one interesting studio note is that the studio complained that they thought it wasn't going to work because the family liked each other too much. Like, these characters are too functional as a family. Like, they actually get along. We don't
For
know
a show that's so fucking weird and out there, everything they deal with in that show is way too real. I swear to God.
Mhm.
I've started watching more of it recently, and I'm just like, this is actually really good.
Mhm. The whole
No.
family's weird in their own way, but at least they don't hate each other.
Yeah,
It's like the
more
Addams
than-
family that way.
it's
More
kind
than
of refreshing.
family.
Yeah.
I think we're just waiting for Michael to get back. He stepped away.
I think he said that. I mean, we're just doing calculations on how much we're selling the ship for, and
Mhm.
I don't think he's going to be involved in the haggling process.
Yeah, because the haggling is going to be a little bit of a role play, because the only person Jiggles has to sell the ship to currently is the guy that wanted Fergus is dead. So, and Michael needs to deal with the fact that the cultists are like, wait, this isn't the promised land. This is back where we started.
Sorry, I took the wrong turn.
Yeah, why have we been out on sea for the last 3 weeks? 2
Oh,
weeks, really.
Colt, everyone calm down. Everyone just go underwater and wait for me there.
Yeah,
You guys got such good rolls with the money, though.
the
Yeah.
metal cult should go take a nice relaxing swim.
I don't think I'll ever roll that string of like success like ever again.
Yeah, because the first one was for the weight of meat and bone, and so that was 3d4 times 1,000. And then the second one was 2d4 times 500 minus 100 for each day that passes. So it was a good chunk of money that you got there.
Very nice. Nicely done, Fergus.
I thought it was Barrel Boy.
Well, I'm not going to call you Barrel Boy until we see if I pass my role play with this guy, and you have to stay in the barrel. If you don't, I'm probably not going to bring it up anymore.
Fucking one of the podcasts I listened to, the ones that did Kingmaker, not Kingmaker, fucking Giant Slayer.
Yeah.
One of the people was telling stories about how he was in Catholic school, and for a while there, he was going to school bringing his own food, and he just kept forgetting to make his food in the morning, so he would just grab what he had, and he just kept bringing like a bunch of bread and meat separated, and no one ever saw the meat because he would eat that first, so everyone just started calling him Bread Boy. And he's like, I've never had a nickname stick longer than fucking Bread Boy. It's like I was almost into college before people stopped. They would just come up to me like walking down the street, be like, "Oh, sup, Bread Boy?" I'm like, that sounds like those kids would do in a small town.
Yeah, I've heard worse nicknames.
Mm-hmm.
That's why when we met in person, Richard, you occasionally just kept calling me Gombo, and I remember you said, "Is it right if I call you Gombo? It's just what I'm used to." And I was thinking like, hey, I could do a lot worse than the nickname I picked for myself.
Yeah.
I mean, I told you guys what my nickname in high school was, right?
I don't think so.
It depends on which last name you wanted to use of mine, but it was either Dick Chowder, because one of my last names rhymes with Chowder, or one of my last names was Hunter. So either way, I was fucked.
Yeah.
Mm.
Michael's
Hey,
back.
Michael's back. So, Michael, did you hear about all the money that each person got?
Looks like 437 gold pieces, right?
Yep.
The individual? Yeah.
And for the companions.
All right.
The good news is 437 gold pieces is a pretty good payday. So the crew that survived, except for the slaves, are generally speaking pretty happy and would be willing to sign on again in the future.
And we still get to sell a boat.
Yep. All right.
Do you want to do the cultists first? Because the boat interaction could go south, and
Because it's going to take at least a day if you pay people to rush the resupply of the 3-bow.
Yeah, I have a feeling we're gonna because we need to restock that, and we should probably see if anyone in town has potions. I imagine we would talk about this before we got outside of the ship. Like maybe not, when we're supposed to be quiet and that stuff, but when we dock.
Yeah, when it's being all tied up.
I like the image of us walking and Nolgrim all of a sudden getting a feeling and opening up a book and then raising a question. Shouldn't we look into this? And then closing the book.
I mean, we could arrange that he checks it every hour or so to see if I have any notes or something.
Oh, also, by the way.
No.
Or it could be having this conversation in the captain's quarters.
Yes, with I imagine Fergus is even out of the barrel. It's just an echo from inside the barrel. In your little talking circle. Also, before I forget, it is 5 gold pieces a day docking fee for the 3 bow. It would be less for the 1 bow, but you're about to sell it, so you're not going to have to pay for that right now. So just put that in your figuring.
But yeah, I would suggest, as a party, we should look for anything potion-wise, either potions of water breathing if we need them, potions of healing for sure, or just anything else we can find. It's kind of be hard in the town, I'm sure. But if there is anything like that we could procure, other than the normal stuff we need to set sail again.
Nolgrim, does your girlfriend keep texting you things to get to the store?
Maybe. Probably. He checks the book. Yeah.
Yep.
She's sweet, though.
Fergus, you look at the book and just words appear. It says sends nudes.
I draw a middle finger, but somehow it's shaped like a dick.
No, nice. You look at it, you see it just, yeah, nice. You save that for later.
All right. Yeah, I'm gonna spend my time just twiddling with my alchemy kit. That's what the kids are calling it these days, right?
I prefer the Breaking Bad do it at home playset.
Do you want to build a meth lab?
It doesn't have to be a meth lab.
So
let it grow. Let it grow.
Jigless is going to head off to go talk to, I wrote down his name, the guy for the crafters to sell the 1 bow, the Scrimshaw.
Johnny Applebottom.
But you can call him Steve.
He has those boots with the fur.
I was about to make that joke, you son of a bitch.
Oh, no. The hairy forearm.
The fur?
The fur.
The fur.
You caught me looking at her. Shorty got
That's
low.
why Fergus is feeling low.
I can never leave. That song will never leave my head. I don't know why.
I know.
It lives rent free inside of me for the rest
I don't
of the time.
even like the song, but
I hate the song.
There's somehow they fucking did it.
Your hatred makes it stronger.
So who's going with Jigless to go talk to? I got right here, Carrington.
Nolgrim, does he hate you?
He only dislikes Fergus.
I don't think so, but
well, if we need to jaunt out of there, it'd be nice if you were there.
Okay.
Well, wait a minute. He might ask you the truth too.
Yeah.
Who's good at deception?
Well, not only that, but I don't think any of us should be privy to the knowledge of the deal you made.
That's deep thinking there. See, that's why I was going to take you. But yeah, I'll just go by myself. Because that's not a bad idea. Anyone?
I think it's better than...
I'm in a barrel. I can't respond.
Okay. I just thought my internet cut out.
Yep.
It's real good when your party doesn't say that's a good idea, but they also don't say that's a bad idea. Everyone just goes real silent as you
walk into the sunset.
It's your nuts on the chopping block.
I'll keep an eye out for a T-Rex, and I'll come to the T-Rex's aid.
Good point. Don't worry, my nuts are in my skin. I'm a fish man. Woo!
That was a bit of an anatomy lesson that I did not need to know.
Just like a torpedo down there.
Just wait until you learn how they have kids. Jiggles is a real weirdo.
They operate on seahorse logic.
I throw
No.
up the eggs.
No. No, but caviar is delicious. All right, get you on the bat.
All right. So, do you guys want to have Jiggles' scene or the scene with the cult first?
I don't want to see the scene with Jiggles laying eggs, no.
No, not that one. The negotiation.
Oh, okay.
Gold pieces each.
And let's break up the selling. Let's do the cultists. That sounds like fun.
All right.
I volunteer someone else for me.
So, Freya, you're probably on the deck of the three-bow, moving everything that you need off of the scrimshaw onto the maw crusher.
Mhm.
When you hear the distinct clanking sound of all the cultists you brought with you approaching, they say, one of them steps forward and says, "Oh, great speaker, prophet of the Black Iron, why are we back here? This is not the promised land that was foretold. You said that you were leading us forward."
No great journey is ever taken in a single bound. Go think on what I've said.
But
Go think on what I've said.
well, should we not at least consult the Black Iron itself?
I don't think that's a good idea.
The Black Iron is weary from its long journey.
Give me a persuasion at advantage there, Freya.
Yes, I designed this character to be charismatic, of course. The character that builds machines and this nerd has a great persuasion. Just like
Nerd.
Cult leader.
Oh, it was at advantage, right?
Advantage, yeah, so you can just give it one more roll.
Persuasion. $14.
Can you flash the genius your persuasion?
Yes.
Okay. So that takes it to like an 18, if I remember correctly.
19, I think.
Is your +5 intelligence?
Yeah.
Nice. There's some murmuring amongst the cultists. And the lead one says, "Well, it was foretold that we should not be doubting the word of the prophet of the Black Iron, but if we may be so bold, may we at least see it to rekindle our faith and knowledge of the promised land that we're going to? Just to see its gossamer black surface would instill the true beat of faith back and within our hearts."
There would be no point in showing it to you while we're back at port. You will see it again before we leave.
Give me a deception.
I don't know if they'll see it again before we'll leave.
Yeah, I know, but you know you don't have it. You just lost their. You lost their.
Where's the Black Iron, Freya?
I assume she doesn't get advantage on that one.
It's in that
No.
barrel in the captain's quarters.
He had it.
I will kill every one of them. And I will ruin all the plans we made.
Well, currently the only plan involving them was leaving them behind, so.
You seem unsure, great prophet. Is whatever is the matter? What potence of dire fortunes have you foreseen?
Oh no, the cult is schisming.
If there's one thing we know is that rallying up minions never goes poorly for our PC.
Look, I'm trying to think about what to say here.
Yeah, no, by all means.
Especially played by Michael.
How to get
Oh,
them
God,
to
he's gonna
go
be-
away.
Mhm. Yeah, because they're like, the deception is just that they're detecting that there's something wrong. They're not immediately like, it was stolen and you've been lying to us. They wouldn't jump to that conclusion immediately. It's just more of a...
Look, over there, it's the burnished aluminum.
All that I can say right now is that you must have faith. Hallelujah, amen, and goodbye.
Makes a gesture of dropping the mic and walking off.
In the upper left-hand corner of the screen, there's little words that say the cultists will remember that.
Aren't you going to lead them in prayer first?
Oh, good. That means this decision will have no effect on the future of the game.
Yeah, that is typically what that means.
Man, my favorite one was from the Tales of the Borderlands, where you get one of the choices you have is to high five your friend or to not high five your friend, and you choose to high five them, and then it just gets awkward, and then up at the corner it says you'll both try not to remember that. Oh man, I love how they included all the Tales of the Borderlands stuff into the main Borderlands game with their characters appearing in there, and they occasionally poke jokes about how the timeline of Borderlands is very unspecific. Like, we're gonna go see such and such? Man, I've spent some time with him, but I haven't seen him in a long, non-canon interfering amount of time.
I definitely love the writing for those games. It is just so fun and creative and tongue-in-cheek.
So the cultists begin murmuring amongst themselves, kind of like a big huddle on the deck. They're not pressing in on you, but they don't seem to be going anywhere at the moment. So you have officially pushed that problem back a little bit further.
Can successfully kicked down the road.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'm gonna tell all the cultists to reconvene with the members back at their old home base.
Just give me a persuasion and advantage. They're predisposed to listening to you.
Yeah, it's kind of what I'm counting on.
Mhm.
These guys weren't asking so many questions before.
Well, before they could rub kitchenware all day and night.
Well, I'm telling them to go back to where they can.
I assume you're gonna flash a genius that to make it a 17.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, they'll go reconvene at the temple.
All right. We do not have long before we have to be out of here. They are asking questions, and when cultists start asking questions, that is very, very bad. There's going to be schisms. There's going to be new cult leaders. We have to get out of here before any of that starts.
They're gonna try to steal my mech.
So.
Oh, Prophet, I discovered this new drink called Flavorade.
I heard one of them say something about Waco, Texas.
And they all started saying namaste recently for some reason.
Also, just as a side note, it shouldn't be funny, but the entire drink the poisoned Kool-Aid thing, and how in actuality they didn't use Kool-Aid, it was off-brand Flavorade. Because apparently, before you ritually kill yourself, it's important to make a financially sound decision. Okay.
Wasn't the one person who survived that fucking
2 people, actually.
Well,
They
one of the
run the
people ran the website, or 2 people,
Yeah, 2 people, and they run the website.
and they still run the website.
Yep, to this day.
Yeah.
They answer emails. You can email them, and they'll answer you.
That's weird. Anyway,
It's really weird.
Jiggles, you reconvene with the crafters, and they take you up to a elevated position over the docks where the Derogar, Kerriganson, He's overlooking some ship schematics with some of his other goons. Looks up as you walk in.
On my
Yep.
way up there, would it be fair to give myself some encouraging words?
I do not think you can bardic inspire yourself. That's a rule thing.
Greetings,
Yeah.
goons, minions, and assorted people of Hinch.
If you have the instability thing, you can cast that on yourself for that spell, but
Yeah.
you can't inspire yourself unless you're a very
Yep.
specific subclasses.
Other than yourself.
Kenneth, you just came up with the best name for a first level, first edition D&D town I've ever heard. The town of Hinch.
Yes, that is a really good name. Now that you pointed that out.
Is it right across the street from Town of Wench? Where they go for the nightlife?
Yeah, and there's a big
I
rivalry
can
between the
bardic.
henchmen and the winchmen.
I can use it on myself, but it has to be in the sword fight.
Unless you're going to start stabbing people.
Well, TBD.
We'll put a pin in those advanced negotiation tactics.
Yep. Kerrigan's son looks up. So, the fish is washed back into port. Is it done?
Highly successful, it is. And, just like I promised, we've got a boat to sell back to you.
Before we get into that, show me the proof.
Out of
Ear,
character,
tongue, eye, whatever works for you.
I don't have
Just
anything.
pushed him overboard.
What if he was swallowed whole?
That probably would have been smart to get some kind of proof. Didn't think about that.
I've met him in person. Any personal effects or anything he might have left behind you can show me? I know you've got sticky fingers. You're the type.
No,
What do you tell him happened to him? Just say he swallowed whole. All his stuff? Sorry, the whale got it too. But I'm not there, so I'm just the devil over your shoulder right now.
I mean, his clothes are still on the boat, but that's not going to do it for you. I guess you'll just have to take me at my word.
Give me a Nope. This would probably be a deception because you're literally lying that he's dead.
I guess you'll just have to take me at my word. I'm sure that is something everyone here loves to hear.
Not terrible.
No, 18's pretty good.
Why don't you walk me through what happened?
Oh, here we go.
All right, here's the truth of it. I don't have anything because I don't really know if he's dead or not, but I'm 99% sure he's dead. In a battle, he was pulled overboard. I went under to seal the deal and couldn't find him. Looked for about 10 minutes. We kept on moving. He's out in the sunless sea. I mean, come on, he's dead.
Right. So naturally, you wouldn't have any problems with some of my boys here just giving a quick toss of your two ships that you have there, just to make sure that he didn't slip back on board when you weren't looking.
Maybe Jiggles would, but the captain would have a few things to say about that.
I mean, I can walk y'all down there when the captain's down there and we can ask him, but if you don't mind,
Sexist pig.
this guy was supposed to be their king, and they're going to get a little sensitive if we let them know what we're looking for. So how about your guys, while they're restocking the boat, we kind of do it then? Can I persuade you into that?
He looks over your shoulder to one of the Durgar toughs behind you. Goes, go down and take a look at their ship, but be sure to offer our condolences to the loss of their lineage. See? That way everyone's happy.
Maybe we're saying we're doing an inventory on what we need to restock. Not that
You can
we're
tell them
looking
whatever
for
you want. My boys are going to do what I tell them to do. That's what's going to happen.
All right. That's good with me. Can we talk about the boat now?
Sure. 1 bow or the 3 bow?
1 bow.
I'll give you 2K for it.
Out of character, wasn't it like 4K?
It was 5.
5.
Oh, you
We
got
hadn't even seen it. Why are you killing me like this?
It's mint condition. We bought it like 2 weeks ago.
Bought it used 2 weeks ago.
And then we damaged it.
We bought it used in mint condition 2 weeks ago, which means it's still in mint condition.
We
Y'all
drove
have a
off a
board,
lot. God
right?
damn it!
You haven't even seen what shape it's in. Why are you
It
dragging
comes
me
down to
these
the dock.
calls?
There's just a giant cardboard box around it. See, mint in box.
Graded.
I'm not running a charity here. I'm offering good coin up front, sight unseen. There could be a hole in the bottom from a freaking bitter whale chewing through it, and I'd still pay you 200 gold. That's a lot more polite than I could be. Would you like me to go down there and see what sort of shit you left in the hold for me? So that way I maybe feel like lowering that price lower? Is that what you would like?
I'd like for us to be friends again. What happened? I got rid of the guy. I brought you back a boat that you can flip that's only been out for a week. Look,
Tell you what,
can I?
once my boys verify that he is in fact dead, since you didn't incline to bring me proof, then I'll see about bumping up the price.
As long as there's a way. It's music to my ears. You look really good today. I'll see you later.
You turn around and 2 Dergar step in front of the door. No. I want to hear all about your voyage out there. I hear you brought back a bitter whale. That's a good haul.
Absolutely. I'm gonna.
You say you
tell
want
him-
us to be friends again, so why don't you sit down and catch up with your old buddy, Jigless? This is just so that way you can't work any shenanigans when they're searching the ship, but we don't have to roleplay it out.
Understood. But see, I'm gonna do this from my background. I'm telling the fishing tale, which is actually a good story that you may enjoy. I clicked it there. You can tell a compelling tale, whether tall or true, to impress and entertain others once a day. It's up to you as to whether he likes it or not, but it has no magical being or bearing. But maybe this hard ass will think I'm funny. Because I tell him the ridiculous story of getting the 3 bow.
So
One time I caught a fish so big I had to stop and think about if it was cannibalism.
So we do know that Freya is still on the ship. Is Taskell and Nulgrim also on the ship, or are they going to the overmarket to get potions?
Nulgrim will be on the ship. He'll just be keeping a watch.
All right, Taskell.
Probably gonna go to the market, see what I can scrounge out. It's a bigger ship. There's probably room for set up a tool shop or something.
Oh yeah, probably you don't want to do like a full forge situation, but for tinkering, absolutely.
What could go wrong with fire on a boat?
And Fergus, are you full on barreling, or are you out in the cabin working on your alchemy now? Richard?
I am muted. I don't have the alchemy thing since we just pretty much docked for the day so far. But I am not in the barrel. I am just in the cabin with the door shut and locked and the chair against it. So if they open it, I can hear the screeching and panic react.
Jigless, what did you get out of telling him that Fergus was dead?
He originally they were going to try to extort you for the money for the 1 bow to be like they were going to charge you like $10,000 for it, and by agreeing, he lowered it back down to the normal price.
So it saved us $5,000.
That you didn't have at the time. It's worth pointing out.
Yeah, that we didn't have, that we would have had to go through like 4 more missions to get, and Also, the opportunity for us to go out and get a 3-bow. Maybe y'all would not want to come back to port, and we could just leave on the 3-bow. Granted, we destroyed all of its ballista instead, so that option's out the window. And very likely Fergus was going to die out there anyway on the Sunless Sea. So that was Jiglis's thoughts of.
Oh yes,
why
the
to
guy who
agree to that.
fires weapons from range is going to be the one that dies on the boat.
Either way,
He didn't know back then.
Nolgrim, you and Iago are on the deck looking out, and Iago kind of taps you on the shoulder and points at the dock, says, looks like we got some company heading this way. As you see about a dozen very burly-looking Derogar kind of shouldering their way through the crowd, heading towards the gangplank of your ships, as they start dividing into groups to go one group on each ship.
All right, and it's becoming clear that they're about to just board our ships with no explanation.
Nolgrim
All right,
will,
let's pull back the gangplanks.
Nolgrim will teleport. We'll use that dimension door to pop into the captain's quarters. Looks like we might have some company. Got some ruffians headed towards our ship, so you may want to lay low. I'll chill in here and just read and occupy this place so it doesn't seem entirely empty. But you may want to pop your ring. Unless you want me to teleport you elsewhere. But what do you think?
I was gonna say, we're gonna move the chair away from
That's
the
a
door,
good idea.
unlock the door. But I am going to be behind the door, like not like immediately behind it, so they can slam it into me or anything. But like as soon as they go to start opening the door, I can pop the ring right then. But I'm going to probably staying in the room is probably my best bet, even if they're starting to toss it, because once they come in here to start tossing, I can make a beeline out or something else.
Why don't you just teleport off the boat invisible?
But then it's getting back on the boat. He has limited teleports.
Mhm.
He teleports me off the boat. How the fuck am I going to get back on without drawing attention? I have
visibility
limited.
lasts
I have
minutes,
limited
not hours.
invisibility. It lasts an hour, and I have 2 charges.
Don't the teleports recharge off a short rest for Warlock?
Yeah. So I could be in there reading and while
You
they
guys
do
can
what they
port
need
down
to
to the bar and get drunk and
Okay, I'm just saying if we do this, I'm gonna have to pop my second ring charge before we go back to the boat, because after the hour he gets a spell back. I'm gonna have to use another charge, and then it has a chance of not recharging every day. So if they come back to the boat, then I have no invisibility.
I think it would probably be best for you to just get off the boat right now, and we'll figure out the rest afterwards.
Okay, so Nolgrim teleport me off the boat. I'll be invisible.
Where are we going? I mean, if you want to be invisible,
Just teleport us somewhere where we're not going to be seen when you teleport for now, and we can
Yeah, because basically
keep an eye out on the boat, so that way when they're gone, we can get back on there in a hurry.
Yeah, you guys are at the berth right now. Dimension door isn't like a full strength teleport,
No.
so you just be somewhere else there, but anywhere in particular within the city that you wish to hide out in.
And I imagine we know if some alleys or something that aren't frequented at least.
Yeah, I'm not gonna stress test.
yeah,
that.
we'll go ahead and just go to alley, just a nearby alley.
I'm already invisible anyway, and
Yeah.
All right, from Freya's perspective, she's going to start, or if she's not already in her mech, I imagine she probably wasn't, but she's going to start barking orders to pull up the gangplanks before these thugs loot our ship.
The crew that you have, they're still kind of fat and happy from their pay, about to go to shore leave, or kind of surprised by the sudden change in orders, so it's slowing down. Upon seeing the gangplank start going up, the thugs come to a stop, and the lead one calls out to the air in general and says, "Ahoy! Who be the captain of these ships?"
As soon as I'm all suited up, stand up to the edge of the ship, and I say, "That would be me."
Giant mech warrior.
Yeah. Carrington of the Crafters sends his regards. You've been instructed to check your ships to make sure there's not a stowaway of one particular enemy.
I've requested no help to search for stowaways.
As I was led to believe, the fish one, Agiglus, took a job, and we're just verifying it. He said we could search.
That is strange. Jiggles is not the captain of either of these vessels.
Well, I'm not my boss either. I'm just doing my job. We don't
I
take
understand,
nothing.
but I will have to ask, what deal did you strike with Jiggles that you would be able to take an inventory of my vessels?
I was not appraised of the details, only that some surfacer dwarf named Fergus was supposed to be dead. We're just making sure he's not hiding out on the ship somewhere. If you want to watch me and my
God, these
boys
guys are idiots.
search to make sure that we're not taking anything, that's your business.
Very well. I will let you aboard to search for Fergus. I assure you, you will not find him, as he perished on our journey back. But in return, you will take me back to your boss and Jiggles. Is that a fair enough deal? Considering you are sort of jumping on me at the last minute here.
Give me a deception at advantage. The advantage is because you're reasonable, but you are still lying about Fergus being dead.
Yeah. Well,
Can you use your extra ability?
it's
It'll
not
bring
a
it to
saving
14.
throw.
Oh.
Lee Derogard looks back at the other ones, kind of meets their eyes, turns back and says, "Very well. But leave the stone contraption when you go see the boss. All friends here, yeah?"
That'll work. Lower the gangplanks and let them on board. Make sure they don't take anything.
All right. And thus begins
I don't know what's happened with Nolgrim and Fergus, so I'm just hoping that one of them has gotten wind
Yeah.
something's going on.
Thus begins the very thorough and none too soft and gentle searching of the ship. True to their word, they don't take anything, but that doesn't mean they leave things stacked together nicely. The biggest hang up for them comes from the captain quarters of the Maw Crusher, in which the door is jammed, so they just fully kick it open.
Well, no, I did say I unjammed it before we teleported out, and I unlocked
Yeah,
it
he
even,
did.
so they can just open it right back up. Because I wanted to make it like not obvious that there's someone hiding there.
Yeah. But thankfully there is no Fergus on board. And I rolled their investigation at disadvantage, and they got a natural 1. So they don't turn up everything after about an hour and a half of searching.
All right, and I'm waiting for them when they're done.
Mm-hmm. And they will take you back to Carringtonson. Meanwhile, Taskell, you were heading to the overmarket to find supplies?
So it seems.
All right. What are you searching for? Potions like Fergus was requesting?
They were a good option, although I don't know how much use they'll actually end up being.
Well, I mean, healing ones would never go out of style.
Oh, yeah.
After a while, searching around, you find a stand that's set up. It's kind of on wheels, but it's got like a little tent fold out to it. That's the overmarket. This is pretty standard design. And the sign reads Saucy Mabs. And it's being ran by a bugbear in a corset. Now, you're not certain if by bugbear standards she would be considered saucy, but you definitely don't think that she's saucy. But she has a wide selection of potions and such available. She says, "Welcome, welcome. come in. Potions, poison, elixirs, oils. What do you need? And I'll share the handout here. Because I actually remember to make vendor handouts this time. Huzzah! You guys should be able to see that now.
Bottled breath is probably the water breathing, basically.
The which one?
Bottled breath.
Yeah, bottled breath. It doesn't give you water breathing. What it is that so long as you don't speak or open your mouth, you can breathe and hold your breath for 1 hour. But if you open your mouth, you cast the gust of wind spell, as you literally shoot a shit ton of air.
Okay.
Stamina potions. When you drink it, it'll remove 1 level of exhaustion.
Let's see. So at least 2 grand minus 900 to repair, rearm, and all that for the boat.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, what, 3 shares from the from our.
Our allies got some shares as well. So
that can easily go into a party fund. They're not going to fight that. I'm fairly certain, even at this point, Miku's still got only the vaguest sense of currency anyway.
So we'd have about 2,600, not counting Jiglis's amount.
Yeah, because Fergus didn't get a share because he's dead.
Yep.
So what do we want out of this? That's.
I know healing potions would probably be helpful. A few of those. Honestly, at least one of those bottled breath would be useful. Gust of wind, if we don't even use it for water breathing, could become useful later. Everything else I'll leave to you guys' discretion, but I like the idea of at least one of those and then some healing.
If you have any questions about some of the stock, I can explain stuff as well. I just didn't want to include all the rules for everything.
What's the oilless sharpness do for friggin' grand?
You can apply it to a single slashing or piercing weapon, and I believe I need to look up. I think it's 5 pieces of ammunition, and then for the next hour, it does +3 to attack and damage rolls with that weapon.
Yeah, it's considered. I think it's considered what, very rare or
very
rare.
Rare. Yes.
What about the venom?
Phase spider venom. You can apply that to a weapon as an action. When you hit a creature with it, they must do a DC 11 Constitution saving throw, taking 48 poison damage on a failure or half as much on a success. If the poison damage reduces them to 0, they are poisoned for 1 hour and they are paralyzed and stable.
All right, I gotta ask, what's the potion of reversed eyes? I can't even guess what that is.
It makes when you drink it, all invisible creatures become visible, but all visible creatures become invisible to you.
I like it.
And since in 5th edition that's just an advantage disadvantage difference, it's actually very easy to imagine. And the cures are pretty self-explanatory, I imagine.
Yep.
Yeah, they have a bottled lycanthropy cure.
I worry
the only
about what that
problem
means for the future, but
I was going to say the only problem is they're so specific that we're either going to get one and we never use it, or we're going to regret buying all but one of them.
Because apparently, some other people have run into whereabouts down here.
well, one of each would run us $850.
Something like that, yeah.
Of course, I think I have access to cure disease.
I don't even. Do they have cure disease in this one? I can't remember.
The lesser restoration covers most of it.
Yeah. And remove curse covers the rest.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So. Do they know? Would they know what the fuck sight rot is for a disease? Like, if they have the potion, they probably know what it does.
Yeah, it's like a infection where your eyes start bleeding and then you go blind.
I'd say at least get one of those then.
Yeah, it's not like turning into a werebat. That would be cool.
Well, at least we usually have time when it comes to that thing. And same with Mummy's Rod. I'm pretty sure we have a little bit of time. But being blinded, it's nice to have an immediate cure for that. This shit's going down.
Mm.
But I think we can do without spending the extra money right now on the potions of resistance. And the oil sharpness, while nice, is a little rich for our blood. Plus, I think we still have to save money for the repairs and stuff. So,
hey, every good shop needs to have like that really awesome expensive thing.
So 10 healing potions.
Yeah. 900.
All right, so I'll trust you guys on the bookkeeping, but you said you're taking 10 healing potions and 4 bottled breath.
Yeah, looks like
right.
that. I think that's a good consensus. And I would vote for one of the sight rot cures.
I'm just updating its tally if that's what you guys are doing.
But otherwise, I think we're good. That'll give us some wiggle room when it comes to healing.
Mm-hmm. You said you'd never use money.
Hey, I said I would never use them. I'm stuck in a barrel, okay?
And whose fault is that?
Jiggles.
Yeah.
Yes, correct. Have a cookie.
Wait, Nogrim teleported you out of there in the barrel?
Yes.
I'm too afraid to leave the barrel now. I'm like the stoop kid. I can't leave my stoop.
Been in this barrel too long. I
He's
can't
too
adjust
used.
to the outside world. The barrel is all I know.
That guy
He's
from
adapted the habits of a hermit crab.
And I got a guy from One Piece that was stuck in a treasure chest, but instead of a treasure chest, it's a barrel. Yeah,
What AC does barrel provide?
+1 for 1 attack.
I feel like it'd be -1 for piercing, though.
And you have a wisdom save for insanity.
I'm so looking forward when we get to Second Darkness. I have so many plans for that fucking Cleric of Grotus. That's another story all along.
Oh yeah. All right. So, you guys don't need to do a scene, but where's Nilgrim and Fergus heading?
We would keep an eye on the boat. I think at least enough to where we can see. And I would, since it's going to take more than an hour, you said I would have to pop my second charge of my invisibility that I have ready for the day. So I'd be down to 0 charges on the ring.
Okie dokie.
Well, I mean, as long as you're in the barrel, do you really need it?
I'm not actually in the barrel.
No. And Nogrim would just be waiting until those Drugar depart the ship, at which point he would reach out to find Fergus and warp him back into the
Couldn't y'all
boat.
just walk back on board?
Fair, easiest to avoid bumping into something or cover being blown.
And who knows? Maybe one of them is dumb, but they know abilities to see through invisibility.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, Digless, you're just finishing your story when the thugs return, but now with Freya. And one of them comes up to Karanganson and bends down and whispers in his ear, and then steps back. Well, Jigless, they didn't find anything. Or perhaps our wayward surface dwarf really did fall off and get gobbled up by a monster. Turns to Freya. Oh, my condolences, by the way. Gives Jiggles the look like happy.
Well,
So I have a few matters here I need to discuss with you. You are going to go ahead and owe me about 12 gold pieces. About 4 of that is going to be to hire some help to clean up the ship, and the rest is just miscellaneous food and alcohol, which got spoiled as your men tossed them around on the ship. You can pay that to me now, or you can pay it to me in installments. It doesn't really matter.
you said we were on a deck overlooking the sea.
Yeah, like an elevated platform.
So you can tell me how he responds to that.
I'm curious what Jiggles is thinking right now.
Jiggles is taking a step a little bit back,
He's about to jump
Letting-
overboard.
letting Freya size
Oh,
up the
also,
sky.
he's going to need to stay here if our business is going to conclude.
Oh, the fish? Oh yeah, no, absolutely. Jiggles, you're not going anywhere.
Yeah, I don't know why I would go anywhere. What seems to be the issue?
Heavy hand lays on your shoulder. Turns back to
Anyways.
Freya. Well, this one's got a beard on her. And why should I be obliged to pay then?
Your men did the damage.
Well, that was rude of them, now wasn't it?
Yes,
what
and
would
as
happen
you
if
are
I-
their commanding officer here, the responsibility will fall onto you. You can take it from them, or you can bring it out of your pocket. I'm not asking you to start a charity here.
And out of hypotheticals, what would happen if I didn't pay you?
Well, we'd have a rougher relationship going forward. It's 12 gold pieces.
I like your moxie. He reaches into a pouch on his belt and he pulls out 12 gold pieces, puts it on the desk, and he slides it over to you.
All right. So now the secondary matter at hand. Can you explain to me the exact deal you had here with Jiggles?
Well, he wanted to purchase that one bow, which he is now trying to sell back to me, I might add, at a reduced price. Now, that dwarf by the name of Fergus was not the kindest conversationalist last we spoke. So I wanted him to not come back to port. If you catch my meaning. Jiggles agreed to that deal, shook on it if memory serves, and you were all able to buy the scrimshaw down there for a much more affordable price. That's all it took.
Okay. And is
If I
there
can
any
speak-
reason you didn't see fit to tell me that you were taking out a hit on a member of my crew?
I wasn't taking out a hit. I just agreed to
Jiggles,
a
shut up.
deal.
I apologize, Missy Captain. I was not aware that it was a secret.
Captain will work just fine. Or Captain Freya.
As I said, I never made it a secret. Most of the crafters know that I don't like that surface dwarf Fergus now. It's hardly something that I was keeping under wraps. If you were not aware of the latest rumor mill all down at the docks, well, I don't know what to tell you. And if Jiggles here failed to inform you, that's more of a besmirchment of his character than mine. I'm a no-good cutthroat. I don't lie about that.
So to your knowledge, did Jiggles kill him? I
That's
didn't
what
see
my
him
men
die
were
myself.
verifying. Do you give me reason to believe that this Fergus is not dead? I'd be most interested if you had information.
Unfortunately, whether you knew it or not, you took out a hit on the heir apparent to Dammerhall, the whole
Ooh.
quest reason that we're out here. Yes, you can keep feigning your interest. Long story short, I don't have reason to believe Jiggles actually killed him. As far as I know, he would have died either way. But regardless, this is a slight against my authority as the captain. So, I will just need Jiggles back, and our business can continue as it always has. And you and me will act like Jiggles never even sailed the Sunless Sea. Give kind of a wink.
Well, of course, especially after you told me there's the very possibility that Fergus might not be dead. What's your theory, then? Do you think Jiggles here is hiding him out somewhere, perhaps?
No, she's saying she doesn't think Jiggles actually killed Fergus. She thinks Fergus would have died whether or not Jiggles
Oh, okay,
had
sorry,
this
I
hit.
misinterpreted then. But that's an out-of-character fault.
So she's saying, let me take care of Jiggles. We forget this all ever happened.
Jiggles is going to try and jump over.
Oh, you're trying to jump off the edge?
Yep.
Because there's already Dergar fully grabbing you right now.
What? Well, I mean, if somebody's like fully grabbing me, I'm grappling. I'm trying to get out of it.
It's like, you know that thing where like someone's like resting a hand on your shoulder, being like, if you move, my grip is going to tighten. It's that kind of thing.
I'm about to karate chop his arm off on me and jump off the side of the
All
deck.
right, give me athletics.
I'm going to the water.
Give me athletics or acrobatics, trying to beat 27.
Oh, crap.
As this happens, Freya will follow that up with, and of course, I'm assuming it will be known between us that you will never make such deals with members of my crew without informing me first again.
Jiggles starts squealing at this point. This is crap. Let me go. I didn't kill the guy.
Fully in a headlock. I
didn't kill him.
Oh, don't worry, Captain.
Like
If anyone on your
punches.
crew if anyone that's currently signed on to be a part of your crew needs to die, you will be the first to know.
All right. I don't know if they have anything to restrain him with, but
They got some ropes if you'd like.
yeah.
He's going to try again. Does he get another round to try and get away? Or are they going to knock
Well,
him
you actually
unconscious?
are grappled now. And there's definitely going to be another one that's going to grab you now that you're officially trying, so they will have advantage.
Okay.
24.
Ooh, that kid only needs a 14. I have no idea what happens in a tie.
Technically, you would win,
All right.
but that
Let's-
might be counter... I mean, out of character. Do you want to actually get away here?
If they're buying into it, we'll let the tie go to them.
Okay,
He stumbles a little on the second Duerger's foot.
Yeah.
Careful now, you let him go, and this whole arrangement becomes a lot more complicated than it has to be.
Well then, boys, tie him up. Let the good captain take care of him. Not going to be much of a loss around here anyway.
This is ridiculous. You even said I didn't kill him and that he probably would have died anyway. That's what I thought when I agreed to the deal. We go out there, that little softy's going to die no matter what happens. It wasn't me. It wasn't me,
Just
babe.
completely ignoring Jiggles.
Now,
It wasn't me, babe.
before we came up here, he was trying to negotiate for the sale of the Scrimshaw. Is that something that you still wish to have happen, or is that him trying to weasel coin out?
I see no reason why we can't still conduct business on the Scrimshaw.
Very well. Now that my boys have had a chance to look at it, I'll give you 2,488 gold pieces for it.
Why do you offer her more than you offered me? Am I chopped liver over here? Fish bait? Wait, don't answer that.
He gives a nod. One of the Dargar just fully punch you in the stomach.
What was that offer again?
It's 2,488.
Make it an even 2,500. Sell it back to you for half cost. That's about half, right? Yeah.
Give me a persuasion.
Persuasion. Here we go. 6.
Well, given the current market for one bows at the time, this is already as high a price as I am comfortable at the moment. You could, of course, keep it and pay the docking fee if you wish to hold on to it for a future sale.
Just checking something really quick.
For those of you keeping track at home, that's exactly 12 gold pieces shy of 2,500.
Yeah, I was muted when I said that. I'm like, he's trying to recoup that $12 loss.
You play a good game, and I'll shake on it.
All right. You got your money, and they repossess the Scrimshaw. They stick a very dirty sock in Jiggless's mouth while keeping him tied up.
Why do you people even have socks?
I believe you meant, why do you people even have...
And you are given possession of Jiggless.
All right. Go wait in the barrel, Jiggless, until we leave.
That's our new term for timeout in this ship, is go sit in the barrel.
What is with us in coming up with like lines to put on T-shirts? First, pissing into the quarry. Now, go wait in the barrel.
Taking a pot shot?
Well, that was Dark Heresy.
Yeah. Piss in the quarry. Wait in the barrel. Burn the field. Take the pot shot.
Man, this makes it sound like we're terrible house guests.
That is my 5-step guide as to how to lose all your friends.
How to run your cult?
All right, so that all went swimmingly. When we get back to the ship, I'll
Yeah, you guys can round robin if you would like.
yeah.
In the captain's quarter, Jiggless still tied up. Ferrix is poking his head out of a barrel.
I'll start untying Jiggless now that once we're out of sight of everyone.
But do you remove the sock first?
No, the sock is the last thing. I don't want to touch that thing.
You asshole. Just take the sock out, but keep me tied up. You're not going to keep up the right looks if somebody comes and takes a peek through one of those portholes.
I mean, I can keep you tied up if you want.
Yeah, tie me up over here on that post. It would make sense.
I don't want a roommate.
No, tighter.
All right, I tie him up to the post.
And
I'm
remember,
almost
there's
there.
a whip.
It's sudden dad senses.
There's a whip over there too. Remember that.
Well, that went great, Jiggless.
Oh, we're all still alive. So let's get her fixed up and get out of here.
Are you doing this with the cohorts as well?
Probably.
Yeah, and if you're all together, Miku will release spores and turn to Fergus. Fergus, I'm glad to see that you are not dead, though Taskell did inform me that your death would be unimportant to the mission.
Yeah, I figured. If you didn't guess there, we were faking it, so I didn't have someone come and try to attack me while we were here.
So I figured I'd have to make it look like Jiggless was going to face some sort of consequence, so I think he's got to hide in here too.
Then you can keel haul me.
He's still tied up. I'm going to grab that sock and put it back in his mouth.
Get back in your bed.
Instead of tar and feather him, we're gonna batter fry him.
But yeah, we are in good standing, and we got out of it without Fergus dying or whatever.
So far.
So far, let's try not to make another stop here.
Yes. Well, hopefully we're heading straight to the. I pulled a sock out of his mouth. What's the waters called? The Ghostlands or something? Looking over at Jigglypuff.
Out of character, I can't remember. Were we supposed to go to the Sea of Ghosts for the?
Sea of Ghosts, yeah.
Yes, Sea of Ghosts.
Sticks the sock back in.
No, I'm gonna leave it out this time.
Oh God!
He held it for a second, kind of looked at him, looked at the sock for a couple times before she's like, just tossing it.
No, the worst part is the texture.
It had a toenail in it.
Like a whole toenail, not just the clippings.
Which gave flavor for a little while, but
Blech.
All right, so with getting the repair parts for the crossbows, which I assume Frey's helping out with, so you guys won't actually have to pay anyone to do that. You'll need to be at port for at least 2 days, which is logical considering that the crew that you hired before are going to want to, spend some of that money on the usual drunken debauchery of pirate stuff.
That'll give me enough time to finish my alchemy training, so I am now trained in alchemy supplies.
You guys do not need to pay for housing because you guys will be probably sleeping on the ship, I imagine. But you will need to pay 5 gold pieces per day for the docking.
I'll cover that.
I was going to say I'll cover it since I can't go out and spend any money. Y'all go do what I would do.
What's the total money we have left, Kenneth, after we spent the potions and stuff, so we can just redivide it? Is it just 1496 after the 900 and all that?
Yeah, I don't think we bought anything else. So
Okay. So we'll each have basically 300 gold.
And then plus the 2,488 from selling the one bow.
Is that just to us, or does that go to the group?
No, that's just for you. It doesn't get split amongst the crew.
So how much did you say it was? 280. Sorry, I put it.
2,488.
Yep.
And it's up to Freya or not if she wants to put that 12 gold pieces she got back to the pile.
Okay, so we should have
I'll just
700
put the 12 back into the pot.
797 gold each then.
Wow, even after all those potions?
Yeah. Because the boat added some money to it, and you have I think a little bit more than us, Jigglypuff. I think you have, like, since we didn't buy potions and stuff for you, and you took your money separately, you have the 797 plus whatever the original number was, which was I think 437.
Yep. Well, he had 439 because big roller.
Oh yeah.
Do we need to set any aside to recrew the ship?
Well, they take portions of whatever we make.
Yeah, the take.
But what are we going to tell them the take is when we're...
We didn't really tell them what the take was this last time,
and
they came on anyway. We just need to tell Ignis to get a crew with Rebo, and this time she actually has multiple days.
Mm-hmm.
So
hey
maybe
guys, if y'all are going out and about town, could you buy me 2 of those health potions too? Here, I can't reach my gold purse, but I've got 1,200 in there. And if y'all will agree to let me, after I get you where you need to go with you the rest of the way, I really want to get out of here. I'll give you the 1,000 gold pieces I've got.
He's been pretty helpful so far. He's had opportunity to stab us in the back and hasn't.
Yeah, and I kind of burnt a bridge for you out here. I feel like it'd be kind of wrong to abandon you now.
Despite my
It's not the
trepidations,
worst that's
you're,
happened to me in the last month, but that's pretty bad.
honestly, with all my trepidations, your plan somehow worked so far. So I can't even be mad about it. So I'm fine with it. You're all right, Fishman.
Thank you, fellas. Put this in your pot to find the place home that you're all going to take me to. Oh, that sounds
When we
really,
eventually
really
get settled
creepy.
into wherever we're going, if we can ever get above ground, I am going to take you sailing on a real ocean that makes this one look like the garbage that it is.
That
Jeez, man. It's my hometown.
sounds fantastic. Is piracy as prevalent there as it is here?
It's more frowned upon, but it's so much bigger of an ocean.
Do you have to be quiet the whole way?
No, the best part is it is so big, but you can see everything. You can see so far that eventually the ocean dips in the distance.
People actually
Oh my
sing
god! So
on
it's
boats
like on
up
a
there.
curve.
And things aren't trying to kill you if you just get into the water. I mean, granted, deeper waters probably, but normal waters, you can just swim in that shit.
I
And
want
you
to
can
see this.
talk
Do you
as loud
promise
as
you will
you
take me
want.
there?
I promise we will, whenever we can get a vacation day from after wherever we're doing, I will take you there and I will take you on our own private boat and we will just have a good fishing trip or something. All right. Is that insensitive? Do you eat fish?
All
I
right,
only
one
eat
of you
fish.
fuckers is gonna die before we.
That's what I'm saying it's for.
You know, Jiggles, when we get out of this, we're gonna go on a fishing trip. Me and you, just me and you, Jiggles.
Michael,
Pal,
I think you're the first one to
Here's
pick
a
up on
picture
what
of
I
my
was saying.
fiance/wife who's about to have a child right after I retire.
She's about to have a children
We're
right
going
now.
to be pals forever.
Which is only 2 weeks away.
That was
This is
unintentional, but
This
that's
is
I
my
like it,
pregnant wife. Her due date is
about-
2 days after I retire.
she's about to have a children. No, the other one I heard was a joke thing where someone said, "I normally wear a leather jacket when I go out copping." All right.
All right, I'm giving y'all 1,000 gold. If you'll buy me 2 health potions, you can throw the rest in the party fund. I feel like not stripping all my gold makes sense for Jiggles, but he definitely would. This would give him an out of character reason to contribute.
Gumbo, if I sent Nolgrim, probably I would think I feel like he would go along with it. If I sent him on a mission to find a shop that sells magical goods, would we be able to find one in town other than the potion seller?
You could find some scrolls and stuff, most definitely.
Okay. You have to be a
Depends what your-
spellcaster to use scrolls in this system. I can't remember.
I believe you do.
While we're convening, I am just going to mention one more time. We want to get out of here soon because those cultists are gonna come back soon.
Once the cultists get wise.
I was gonna say you also need to tell them when we're leaving and tell them the day after we're leaving. So kind of buy us some time, or like maybe 2 days after we're leaving, we'll tell them we're leaving then to go on our true mission or something.
I may want to also pull up the gangplank. Lord knows they can't swim after us.
That's an end character, Lyle.
Where'd the shop go? I can't. Oh, there it is. Saucy Mob.
Saucy maps.
Oh yeah, it's
Yes.
MAB, not MAUB.
No, then we're gonna start having cultists who start sewing balloon strings into their arms.
Can we just say someone goes and gets it? We can deduct the money from our inventory if we're gonna buy some other stuff, or
Yeah,
is
yeah,
that
no
okay?
problem. We don't have to do a scene for it. It's all
Yeah.
good. Yeah, just say what you.
Because with the 10 potions, I imagine that's 2 for each of us.
Presumably.
Because I was going to, if we're gonna do that, I was gonna spend money to buy 3 stamina potions and then 3 more healing potions. That way I can just for my money, because that way each one of the cohorts can have a healing potion and I can have some stamina potions on hand.
I do like my exhaustion levels.
Yep. And it's just stamina can also, like, if we're really hurting on it, it can really help us.
Mm-hmm.
So 3 stamina potions, and I'm going to buy 3 more healing potions just of my funds.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to give those 3 healing potions to the cohorts.
So it's 3 healing potions, leaving 7 left in stock, and you said 2 stamina potions?
3.
Okay, so that's 17. Yes, there's no words on the outside of the stamina potion, just some kind of crimson bison. Red Bull Pirates, it will happen someday. Mark my fucking word.
I was giving it a dramatic pause to say, I see what you did there.
Yeah.
No, we could convert it to Pathfinder. The captain would be a half-fiend minotaur.
Mm.
So that he'd be a Red Bull pirate. Hear me out.
Yeah.
Well, if I swap the ideas I had for Asteri's kids and do the Aegis in this pirate one, I could put horns on his armor. In fact, I think the picture I picked had horns already. So I just didn't know if he'd be the captain or not.
No, I swear, I sometimes think I should just go into Roll20 and make it a game for each one of these APs I've already taken and just give everyone character sheets. That way, if you get an idea, you can just click it in.
I feel like we shouldn't do that because then we'd get way ahead of ourselves and then forget.
That's what exactly I feel like. That's why I haven't done it, but sometimes I think about it.
I started doing that. I'm like, I'm just going to start. I'm going to do it for the next one. Like, I have Legacy of Fire up because I know I'm going to be doing that one, and that one's technically only 1, 2, 3 campaigns away, which still a few years, but
yeah,
better than playing it for 20 years ahead of time.
Mm-hmm.
Seems about a year and a half per AP.
Yeah, we're probably going to be. Theoretically, depending on how fights go, we're going to be done by December, I think, at the latest for Rune Lords.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Again, fights can take forever sometimes, so it could be differed, but.
And whenever we finish with the dwarf game, when's going to be Loki's Starfinder?
Mm-hmm. I really don't think Curse of the Crimson Throne is going to take as long either.
Yeah, like I know that we still have a lot of games until Carrion Crown, but the plot seems like it moves at a pretty brisk pace.
Yeah.
Like I'm doing milestone leveling, so you guys are going to be going along at a pretty swift pace, and I'm not going to stop for random encounters when you're like in the city. Because there are city guards.
Yeah. Most of the random encounter ones that I found that actually lend things to it is there's going to be in times, and I know I don't know too much about it since I'm not sure if I'm running it or not, but I know Jade Regent has a couple spots where random encounters make sense, and like Kingmaker, it's like the entire bread and butter.
Yeah, same with
of Kingmaker. But and there's one spot in Giant Slayer that random encounters make sense. But if you're just traveling down the road, like I might make certain situations where like there's a low chance of an encounter, but not like, oh, there's gonna be just like all these encounters while you're just traveling every day. Because it kind of slows down the AP, and we're trying to get through the story part of it, and it makes not a lot of sense in certain situations.
Anyway, back to this.
Yeah, sorry. We got on a tangent.
So I have, if you guys are gonna employ Ignis again and help you round up more crew.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. She's gonna request 7 shares this time.
I'm not there to haggle, so it's up to you guys.
Yeah.
Sounds fair to me.
Yeah.
All right.
You did a good job last time. You earned a pay raise.
Yeah. She navigated, she found a crew, and she fireballed a few times.
I write in the book. Please request that she gets some decent crewmates this time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you've got.
I don't word it like that, but I say that I basically word it as in she has some more time. So if she has some time to find people who are better trained, she's feel free to do that.
Backup watercraft people and some backup navigators.
Yeah, like somebody who knows, like if something goes down, if they need to pilot the ship, they can in a pinch.
Yeah. If you guys are doing 2 days, she'll be able to reasonably do that well. She can get better people if you take a little bit longer. That's up to you guys, but she can definitely find people in that time. Of your last crew, only losing 7 in the voyage is actually pretty low for the Sunless Sea. So, and you paid well, so all of them are willing to come back. So that's a lot faster. That fills up the roster.
Yeah,
then
we
fill
need
up the rest of the
people
remains
pretty
with them.
fast because those cultists.
Yeah, so if we're planning on leaving in 2 days, I say we tell the cultists that we're going to be leaving in 4 days, and we are heading straight to the goal. Like basically tell them in 4 days meet us on the ship, and we will go to where our destiny lies or something.
All right, I will go tell them that.
Persuasion at advantage. We don't need to do a whole scene for it.
Persuasion at advantage. Be convinced.
And then were you going to flash a genius that, or?
It's not a saving throw. I can only flash a genius. I think we did it a couple times on accident because people had said it, and I just got along with it. But flash genius is only saving throws and ability rolls.
This is an ability roll, I thought.
The skill roll.
It's a skill roll. Ability rolls like strength.
Yeah,
It's basically the same thing as saving throw and an ability roll. Like they're basically the same thing.
I was gonna say you have a 0. It's technically an ability roll at this point.
Technically, just anytime I'm rolling just my base stat and something, I can roll.
The cultists take that message.
Yeah, we're gonna get attacked in our sleep.
Gangplank.
Gang.
Oh yeah, the gangplank. Then after that run-in with people just trying to march their way on, we're keeping that shit up. You have to request to board.
Okay. So you guys just gonna bug out after the 2 days was the plan?
Yep.
Bare minimum time.
Looney Tunes.
That was
runaway
fine.
noise.
Yeah,
That
we
was enough
gave
time.
Ignis the days that she needed, 2 days to get the people. And
The
we told
cultists
them-
show up a day later, and there's just a smoke cloud in the form of the ship.
Wow, that was really hanging around here for a
we-
long time.
Just to check the box, we paid somebody to restock.
Yeah, that was what the 2 days was for, if I remember correctly.
Indeed.
Oh, by the way, Fergus, I just want you to know, losing that artifact made it a lot harder to brainwash these people.
Yes, I know it's going to make a lot of things harder and probably going to come bite me in the ass in the future.
Oh no, it's great, Fergus. It's not just going to come bite you in the ass. It's going to come bite all of us in the ass.
Well, if we're in luck, it'll happen when we're all dead.
That's not better.
I know.
You
I'm
can't
saying
just
shit 'cause
push your problems off until you're dead.
The problem is if it happens slightly before you're dead.
I've been pushing mine for years, and it's been fine.
You know, after hearing him say it, I see why I sounded bad when I said it. I get that.
Honestly, I think that's a future Jigless problem. Takes a big drag from a cigarette.
Thank God I'm not him.
Suddenly, Fergus has a breakthrough. Like, you know, I think me saying this is me channeling my father. But no, that can't be. He's an asshole. I'm not an asshole.
His dad was never a king, right?
Nope.
No,
Just a
my
guy.
my dad was basically like born right at the tail end of Dammerhall crashing down, and then became a deadbeat drunk.
Yeah.
And like drunk by dwarven standards, drunk.
There's probably several dwarves that have similar level of bloodline claim to the throne as Fergus, but if you guys reclaim Dammerhall, that's a big reason why he should be on the throne.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, people could just show up and be like, "No, this is mine."
I mean, you
that
literally
true?
have a
It's
twin
9,
brother. I mean,
Yeah, you know, there will be
Yeah,
some
I did that.
defending.
I did that for future drama.
Yeah, there will be some defending of the throne, your claim to the throne, no matter what. But at least you'll have an actual leg to stand on with that.
Like,
Musical
fucking
Thrones,
found this
first
shit.
ass in the chair wins.
We play a game of musical chairs. Good thing it's dexterity saves. I'm good at
We
those.
should play a Game of Thrones.
all right. Were we doing anything else in those 2 days?
It's up to you guys.
I just finished my last 2 days of my alchemy kit, and I'm skilled with that now. So
Freya is ready to get out of here.
Yeah, you can just jump to you guys leaving if that's what you'd like to do.
I can't think of anything else we would be doing in town. So
All right.
I paint my
Day.
barrel.
Day 307. Guys,
Cast invisibility on myself, get untied, go piss off the back of the boat as we leave.
Okay, when we're getting ready to leave, guys, today, we gotta leave fast.
I was just doing that to see if I got any ring charges back for the 2 days. Got one.
We don't want any kind of word being able to get out before we are completely out of here.
As the crew, rounded up by Ignis, is pulling on, and you guys are undoing the lines and pulling up the gangplank, you do start hearing the sound of clanking metal
Faster, faster.
coming down the docks.
Faster, faster, faster.
Oh.
Start yelling at all the crewmates. You hear the sound of clanking metal? That's going to become a big problem if they get closer before we are completely out of here.
I mean, I feel like we'd be fine if we're just 10 feet away from the dock.
I don't know. They might have sewn a
They might
bow
have
into their
sonar.
arm. A sling into their forehead.
Oh no, they have jetpacks.
Told you
Honestly,
these guys were useful.
after seeing that, I'm kind of reconsidering leaving them.
Well, we gave them a chance to prove themselves, and they failed.
But you guys do manage to push off. I rolled a percentile. You guys managed to push off before they can reach you. So, we shall return you. Depths of the sunless sea.
Are you gonna shift click us? Because I can't see shit.
Yeah, I'll get you there. 1 second.
Cool.
Okay.
Which way, Jiggles?
Jiggles, which way to freedom?
Jiggles pulls out a napkin because I actually have to
This
look
is-
at
I turned to Ignis. Do you know where the Sea of Ghosts is? Could you lead us there? Jiggles is Jiggles.
East by east-west.
Can't say that I can. I could lead you to the Amber Sea, the Sea of Black Glass, of course, the Upwelling Sea.
Okay, Jiggles, lead the way.
Jiggles, you know how to
Northeast.
get there, right?
Absolutely.
Also, as
Northeast.
soon as we're leaving port, as soon as we're 20 feet off of the fucking thing, I'm back on deck.
Yeah, I'm gonna cast
The hand
guiding
thing.
hand. Yeah, to lead us to the
Sea of Ghosts.
closest opening that will lead to the Sea of Ghosts.
Gotcha. Red
The
arrow.
closest opening that can fit our boat to the Sea of Ghosts.
Well, should have
North,
specified that.
northeast.
Let me just quickly.
Good thing we have this handy quest marker.
I have to go take a quick bio.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll do the same.
It might as well just go do that all around then. I am back.
Hey.
I'm back as well.
All right. Then it's wait for my.
I'm back, bitches.
Hey.
Meanwhile, I am front.
I am firmly middle in this room.
Well, while we're kind of chilling, I was looking at different builds for when we play, and I'm playing my cleric of Grotus.
Mhm.
Because I'm going to be playing the Elder Mythos cleric.
Yep.
But I'm also going to go into the prestige class of evangelist.
Mhm.
Because it's basically I get more powers the more I preach about my god.
Always a good time.
But the Grotus, button. The Grotus obedience, not obedience, the boons that you get from Evangelist are pretty amusing.
Mhm.
You can use Doom 3 times a day, Augury 2 times a day, and Bestow Curse once a day. As you level up, you also get the ability to consume a dead creature, and they do get destroyed as per the Disintegrate spell, and you gain temporary hit points.
Mm-hmm.
And then you also, the highest boon you can get is you stare at somebody that's within 30 feet, and they have to make a will save. And if they fail, they're driven mad by concepts they cannot handle, and they go permanently insane. And the only way to reverse this is to modify memory.
You just introduced them to cryptocurrency.
Also, at first level, I can cast Confusion Lesser as a spell.
What level do you have to be to do all this?
It's going to
And
be
that-
higher level for the a lot of it.
Okay.
It's
like, damn.
The Whispers of Insanity. I was looking at it, like, let me see, Evangelist. I would get that at like 15th level for the one where I can drive people permanently insane.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's really high level for spellcaster.
Yeah,
Do a lot of shit at
15
that
level.
point.
What level? 15, you said?
yeah.
Yeah. For context, in the Vigilante I'm going to play in Curse of the Crimson Throne, at that point I can become like invisible at will and hypnotize people, and I can fly and have immunity to electrical damage. I discovered this fun little thing I can do with the build I'm doing, where I can, when I acrobatics through people's spaces, I can get a free reaction attack against them. But that means I still have my standard action, so I can technically acrobatics through their square, melee attack them, and then cast invisibility again, and do that infinite times.
So I really do hope when we play it, I can keep this cleric all the way to the end, because I was looking at the level you end the AP in.
Mm-hmm.
It's 16, which is exactly the level I need to be to get the spiritual form of the evangelist, which you assume a spirit form of your god for a
So
number of minutes.
You just turn into a ball.
Maybe.
Flying spaghetti monster?
No, that's Scrotus.
I will just say this, then we'll get back to doing the dwarf. I'm still kicking around like a lot of builds for Second Darkness, and I was looking at today the Storm Kindler, where it's a prestige class where you can turn into a tornado.
Mm-hmm.
So I just like the mental image of our enemies go to face us, and then it's a miniature flying moon of madness, and then tornado shooting lightning. And they're like, who the fuck are these people? Why do they know a tornado?
At that point, the bad guys just pack up and go home.
I didn't sign up for this shit. I'm not fighting the moon and the earth.
In the sky.
Sky. Tornado from ground. No, it's from the wind. No, I mean, it's from the elemental air.
Yeah, because there's a storm caller unchained summoner, or if you don't have your Eidolon out, you can essentially expend one use of your summon creature to do the call lightning spell, which is pretty fun. And then I realized the power of the whirlwind ability from the Storm Kindler is that you do damage and you pick people up on the wind when you move through their space, which doesn't provoke an attack of opportunity. But calling lightning is a standard action. I'm like, wait, so I could fly around as a tornado and still shoot lightning?
Well, that's
Pretty
wind,
nice.
and I'm going to call Richard's character Heart, so we just need fire, earth, and water.
Yes, Captain Planet!
That means I'm Captain Planet?
No,
Or we
Richard,
all are Captain Planet?
that is you're a heart. I'm tornado and electricity, so
Gotcha.
I'm air. Okay, we found our theme, guys.
For which campaign?
Second Darkness.
Yeah. Man, that I will just say already, that's good. Like we're gonna place that people aren't exactly the best of people, and I can already tell we're gonna be the weirdest fucking bunch.
I just love the fact that as a level 1 Stormcaller summoner, people start getting mouthy with me. I literally just have a lightning bolt fall from the sky, and they're like, "What the fuck?"
Oh, bad luck.
I mean, you would be slightly more intimidated if the random homeless man that you bumped into got really angry, and then the sky boomed with thunder.
Yeah.
Anyway, I moved you guys 1 hex here. Shift click in case there's anyone there. I'll start revealing the next one because you can move 6 hexes a day.
And we're still in the realm of be very quiet.
Really quiet. Unless you guys want to try to fight some night gons.
Nah, I feel like that's going to be a cascading ball of fuckery.
Yeah.
Fight one, makes more noise, we fight more.
And you do see, this is unfortunately the one place where the hex that I made does not work out well, but there is a tunnel to the north here that you can fit into.
Okay.
I swear to God, if this right here turns out that we were already in the Sea of Ghosts.
No, it was the Amber Sea, which apparently we have to go through again. And we took the long way around.
Yeah, you see where the grid got a little weird. That's my fault there. But so you guys enter into the narrow tunnel, officially out of the Gaunt Sea. I mean, I say narrow. It's probably still like 1.5 miles wide.
Light up the celebratory fireworks.
No, save those for the win.
I light up a stick of TNT. I'm doing this correct, right?
Somewhere Capitan Paulo Ortega thinks that's not why you use fireworks on a ship.
Yeah.
My God.
That'll forever be a story that I will quote to people when telling about D&D. Is Kenneth's line as a DM was that when one of your players is explaining intercontinental ballistic war to a pirate captain, either things are going very right or very wrong in your campaign. All right. So in this narrow tunnel, it's kind of just like a big river you're going down. This is the primary reason why all the ships here are flat-bottomed junks, because if they had a keel, they might run aground in these shallower waters. But you're doing just fine. Compared to the open bleakness of the Sea of Black Glass, though that it does go beyond your dark vision, this is nicer at least. Are you guys still going with the running lights?
Probably at the moment.
I thought we didn't use them in the Gaunt Sea.
I thought we were
The
out
Gaunt
of it.
Sea, it's sound in the Gaunt Sea. The lights are fine.
No, okay. Yeah, no reason not to. It helps us see obstacles.
Gumbo, do we have enough time while we were at the basically port to get rid of all the mental drain from staying stationary earlier?
Oh yes, 100%.
Okay. Just checking before I just ignored it all.
No, the port, that would count. All good there. All right. As you come here, you come to a fork in the river, so to speak. I'll just reveal a little bit more of one of the other hexes so you can get an idea.
I think we're going to go right.
I was gonna say, break out your hand, Magic Man.
It goes this way. Well, my hand's guiding us right now, but I think he may not be able to make quick decisions. So if I have to make it, we're going to go that way.
Well, I mean, 8 hours. If we've gone, we can go what in a 24-hour period. We can go 6 hexes.
Yeah. So
that
it's
hand's
definitely
gone.
Yeah, it's gone.
Yeah, I guess we're going the right way.
All right.
Don't want to cast a hand again, Magic Man?
I certainly can. That's a good point.
Do you cast it again?
Yep.
I was gonna say, sounds like no.
There it is.
I
I
mean,
don't know why. I feel like I have to press the button to cast it.
Yeah, because
in
that
this
was the
video
last
game.
thing that was up. And your question is the most direct path to the Sunless Sea or the Sea of Ghosts?
I don't remember how I worded it, but yes, I think I usually say opening because the first time you tried to send me through a wall.
Mm-hmm.
So trying to avoid the screwery.
It would be the right, yes.
Okay.
And that's why we take the time to ritual cast. Flish flops on deck and spits a ticket at us for obstructing the intersection.
Yes, they're very on top of that down here. All right.
Well, I didn't even notice I could ritual cast it.
I mean, if it's a ritual cast, then that usually means you have to ritual cast it unless it says otherwise, I think.
Nope, it's an option.
Well, it says
Casting
casting
time
time 1
of a
minute.
minute.
Casting time 1 minute. Yeah, then at that point you might as well take the other 9 minutes and do it as a ritual cast.
Mm-hmm.
Because then I don't think I take the spell slot, so.
Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you got one more hex.
Should have been using this thing to guide me my whole life.
In general, the tunnels of these like underground rivers do tend to be like some of the safest places in the Sunless Sea, just because it's not open water.
Hard to set up big nests, I imagine.
Mm-hmm. But this area does open out into a larger space, kind of the size of a big lake. This is not the Sea of Ghosts. Jiggles can confirm that, especially with his hand. But as you're drifting along here, this is kind of what you guys would feel like would be early in the morning because it's the last hex you can move today. Oh yeah, I forgot. You guys do have to purchase food separately for your crew. I forgot about that.
We still had like 42 days or 42 days.
True, but your crew is bigger now.
That is true. So you'll have to tell me
Can
what
we
the
retcon
difference
Yeah,
is. 'cause we had
I
the money
forgot
for
to
it.
mention it, so we can retcon it. No problem. I'll just pull it up. Yeah, it's 60 crews normally for a 2-bow or for a 3-bow. Sorry.
And we bought rations equivalent to a 2-bow before because we had so many extra people.
Correct.
Do you say we paid a fee for restocking the ship and all that?
That was for things like rope, replacement
Okay.
planks, fixing up the ballistae, patching the hole.
Okay, but not restocking
sealing
the
up
food.
water. Yes.
So
Okay.
how much is it for the rations for 3-bow?
Just the normal like rations from the book.
Okay. Because I wasn't sure how that worked because it's going to be for multiple people. So
Yeah, it's just one ration per person per day.
okay, so we have to do the math of all the rations for everybody. I thought you had a set amount for the rations for the ship. I thought we did that before.
I think we did, but you may have just had it already pulled up.
There's
Okay,
one
so
guy I've seen that was trying to do the.
So 30 gold per day.
It's 2 rations per gold. And you said there are 60 people?
Excluding you guys, of course, because I believe Taskell can take care of that.
If you do it the other way around and drop it down to 1 gold buys 2 rations, you can just say it's 30 per day. 30 gold.
30 gold per day.
One of the D&D channels did a thing about trying to survive for a few days off of the supposed amount of food, and most of what he was eating was very low density food. Like one of the things he weighed in was half an apple. It's like, no, you're going to be miserable by the end of it, and he was miserable by the end of it. Because the rations are supposed to be high calorie density foods.
So to bring it up to 45-day rations for 60 people, since we did it for a 2-bow equivalent of rations before, if my math's right, which I could be wrong, I think it's 450 gold we have to.
What do we have left for?
So we had basically we had 40 days of rations for 40 people. If it's like 20, 40, 60 for the bows.
Essentially.
So if we want to just stick with the 40 rations, we just need to buy 40 days of rations for another 20 people, rather.
Yeah, that's simple.
Or
So
should
10, so 400. So you were right on it almost.
Okay, so my math wasn't completely terrible. So yeah, we just need to do 400 then. That 40 days of ration should be fine.
How much are we reducing each, or is it coming out somewhere?
I mean, I'll just take it out of my money. I'll just go down to $67.
You can take it out of the 1,000 Jiggles gave you.
I go ahead and add myself 1,000 gold to my pocket. Nah. We'll say that 1,000's in party loot.
Because remember, he's
But
never
you're
going to spend
carrying
money
it,
in
so-
this campaign.
Oh yeah, I am carrying it, huh? I have
Which is
1,000
good,
gold.
because you're never going to spend any.
Yeah, I'm gonna die before I spend it. Mark my words.
As you've been ninja dodging all the attempts to spend.
Well, we've killed you now twice.
Hey, this wasn't ninja dodging. I get put in situations. You take my money. I get stuck in a barrel. None of this is my doing.
It's gonna be on the coins for Dammerhall. I'm gonna die before I spend it.
I'm just saying, narratively, every time we get money, it gets taken away from us.
May God strike me down. Boom.
Government. Am I right?
Anyway, sorry, before that thought popped into my head and intruded. This space is interesting because though it is the size of a large lake, it is not entirely empty. There are these large, you think they're like islands or plateaus coming up out of the water made of stone. But as you drift past them and you see them closer in the light, you realize they are in fact pillars for a structure that was definitely not scaled for anyone of your guys' size.
Meant for someone much bigger, I imagine.
Mm-hmm. Each one of these pillars is probably like 2 football fields in diameter. They are worn by time, but their stone is slightly different than what the natural limestone that makes up the walls of the Sunless Sea.
Roof looks like good buttons.
You can't see up that high into the darkness.
I mean, a couple of us can. We have those things we can peer up with.
Yeah, I was just thinking Pascal should start studying things, see if we can make more of them.
You have the you got the formula.
Yeah,
Fergus
we got the formula.
bogarted it from the gnomes.
I told them.
Yep.
I told them we wouldn't recreate it, but that's more to sell it and stuff. So if we made it just for ourselves,
Still bogarted it.
fair.
Hey, they lost it. We found it. We made a copy and gave the original back to them.
Looking with the spyglass and looking over, does it look like it has anything like etchings of like runes or anything on it, or does it just look like smooth and worn by time?
It's mostly smooth and worn by time, but give me an investigation.
Add my warder's intuition. Did it roll that? Let me see. Hold on a second. 4 plus 3. Okay, it didn't roll my extra 1d4 I get on top of that. So 22.
22. It takes a little bit. It's mostly completely worn by time, but you do notice. I mean, it takes you a moment because you realize the problem is that you're looking too closely. You need to like zoom out a little bit to realize that there is I am able to make out a single rune. But it's just so large, clearly designed by something much larger than a dwarf. It does, however, bear a striking resemblance to a dwarvish rune, but there is something a little bit off about it. So if anyone wants to give a history,
I would yell over to Nolgrim and Freya. Freya, you use runes with your weird technology magic. Does that look anything familiar to you? And I would also acknowledge Nolgrim maybe in the historian and let him borrow the spyglass since Freya has the
He'll probably be better at that than I am, but I'll take a look at my roll.
I just figured the two you would probably know the most in terms of narrative.
What was it? It was a history? Oh, I'm
History.
good at it. Yeah.
So does this apply for stone cunning? Intelligence history check relating to
No,
origin?
because you're
Oh, okay.
identifying the script, not the actual rock.
And it's a normal roll?
Yeah, just a flat roll.
History.
All right.
It's
You
history,
both-
not her story.
You both know this. The reason why it looks like it's based on Dwarven but is slightly different is because old history, supposedly the alphabet of the Dwarven script was derivative of the runes of giants. So it is highly possible that this is a giant text.
Don't look very dwarven to me. This looks kind of giant.
And looking over, other than the rune, it doesn't look like there's anything too important that's around. It's just mostly just giant pillars.
Yeah, you could, if you wanted to spend more time than just passing through the search here, you could see what you could find. And also, to be clear, the rune that you saw is just like the equivalent of finding the letter H carved in a wall or something like that.
Yeah.
It's not.
Thump was here.
It's literally just one letter that survived the decay of time.
Speaking of runes, I find it very interesting because from what I've looked up about Vikings, they like had an alphabet and shit, but they like hardly wrote anything down.
Yes, they were a strong believer. Most Nordic and Celtic were a strong believer in the oral tradition.
Yeah, and they only really used it when they wanted to write Sven was here.
Yep.
Yeah, for some reason it's always that shit. It's like, this is what we deign our writing for.
Well, what ancient language was it? Was it? I can't remember what language. I know there's this one language that we really know almost nothing left about. The only reason we know anything about it is we uncovered like some tablets that were basically people bitching about a landlord across like multiple locations.
You guys ever
I was gonna
see
say
the,
Egyptian until you brought up the landlord bit, because I know the
No,
Rosetta
it was
Stone
like-
cracked that.
No, it wasn't that. It was not landlord, but it was like something like it was a salesman who was basically selling like some kind of snake oil product, and it was basically a letterhead that people would send to other areas, and it was just constantly like multiple slabs talking about how shitty this one guy was. I don't know. I'd have to look it up, but
you
anyway.
guys? Oh, you guys ever seen like the ancient Russian kids' homework? Just like preserved, and it's got like I'll link you guys to the Wikipedia because it's actually fascinating. It is preserved homework from sometime around 1220 or 1260. And like there's like that is just a picture that he drew on his homework because he was bored. We've apparently been doing that for a very long time.
We also domesticated dogs solely so they could eat our homework.
So, back in the game, it can be the next day. If you guys wish to hang around here, you can do that. Otherwise, you can keep on pressing because this is not the Sea of Ghosts.
Yeah, I imagine we don't want to stick around here. Like, it looks like anything. If being this close to the port, if there was anything, I imagine it would have been picked pretty clean.
Seems higher chance of trouble than treasure.
Yeah.
Yeah, continue forward.
Could be vast
wanna-
world-changing clue, but
God forbid we mingle around somewhere too long, we end up having to go back for supplies.
Question: can your spyglass see the roof of the cavern?
Well, I asked that, but Gamba didn't give me any clues to it. So
Yeah, you can see the roof. It's mostly natural, but you do see the top of some pillars. So a reasonable guess with stone cutting, without needing to roll, is that natural erosion has caused sediments to slowly kind of engulf. You don't think whatever structure this was built in this cavern. The cavern formed inside the structure. That make sense?
either way, I don't think there's really much for us here. If it has something to do with giants, I don't really feel like testing my metal against any lost undead giants that might be up top if we tried to climb anything and find a hole.
Let's continue trying to find our way to freedom.
Speaking of undead, let's talk about the Sea of Ghosts.
I'm assuming there will be ghosts.
I assume there's going to be a cursed pirate ship.
I don't know because no one ever really returns that goes there.
People have returned, but they just kind of stopped doing that after most people died.
Yeah, they talk about savage spirits emerging from fog to tear the ship and its crew apart in a horrible orgy of violence.
Well, I think Nolgrim's done that once or twice himself, so we'll be fine.
We agreed not to talk about what happened there.
How do your friends describe you? A horrible orgy of violence.
That'd be pretty badass. True.
I don't know. I feel like an orgy of anything other than a literal orgy is pretty bad.
Anyways, Nolgrim, you can talk to ghosts, right? We'll be fine.
Wait.
He looks over his shoulder and he sees the 8 shades of those dwarves waiting to be avenged, just staring at the back of his head. Because they are always there.
Yeah,
I just don't always narrate them.
I mean, I could talk to them. I don't know if they necessarily hear me or acknowledge me or anything like that, or even want to listen to me. But sure, I could talk at the ghosts.
You can see ghosts?
Some. Only the rest of us ones that want revenge.
On you?
Revenge for those that wrong dwarven kind.
A lot of pressure on your shoulders, man.
You have no idea.
I mean, he kind of signed up for this, to be fair. It's kind of his fault for seeing the ghosts.
Do you see ghosts?
No.
You shouldn't judge others. You don't know what they feel.
So narratively, since it's been a minute, what clue did we get that led us to knowing that we had to come through here?
Oh, the helmet says that there's a secret entrance into Dammerhall on the far side of the Sea of Ghosts.
Gotcha. So, cutting straight through the middle then.
As you guys emerge from that one cavern that had the giant pillars in it, you are greeted by a short jaunt down a river-wide area before it opens up again into probably the only thing that's worse than a sea filled with vast darkness. It's a sea filled with vast darkness and fog. This is the Sea of Ghosts now.
Yes.
I was hoping the fog would be kind of like the amber mist and you could see it coming and dodge it.
All right, so what's their plan? Are we sticking to a wall? Are we cutting the swath down the middle?
I don't think we should stick to walls because that has bite us in the ass every time we've done it. I think we just cut straight across, and once we reach a wall, then we start going by wall, see if we can find an entrance.
Pascal, do you have anything that could potentially ward us from the undead?
Definitely saying prayers for guidance and protection to the father and mother, but mechanically, I don't know. Let's see what Hollow actually does.
As you guys are discussing on deck, you hear a thunk thunk of something kind of like bouncing off the hull as you go by. And if you look over the edge, you see broken wooden planks, rope, and other parts clearly waterlogged from a ship that was destroyed at some point, drifting past you as you kind of paddle over them.
Okay, so Hollow costs $1,000, lasts a day, and prevents undead from entering a 60-foot radius.
Smack that in the middle of the boat.
Nice.
Oh, it costs 1,000 gold of incense, doesn't it?
A day.
A day. Although we probably would have had to buy that incense, wouldn't we?
You had a shop.
No, we knew we were coming up into a place called the Sea Ghosts.
I'm fine hand waving that if that's what you want to do.
And it's $1,000 a day.
Oh wait, casting time takes 24 hours. That's not the duration. Duration until dispelled.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'd be chipping in for that.
Yeah, I mean, I have that $1,000 still from Jigless. We can just say that we spent that on this, and then we could award the boat when. Honestly, if it costs 24 hours, let's just go back to the giant area and cast it there. Cast it in the center of the boat.
Works for me.
Unless anyone is opposed to that. We'll probably have to save against some.
If they are, they can jump off here.
And it's what's the radius area you said?
60 foot?
60 foot.
Yeah.
Let's try to put it in an area where we both have the steering mechanism and the rowers below covered.
Yeah.
Well, according to
60 foot is pretty far.
The ship is I just did the measurements here. The ship is 100 feet from bow to stern. So if you put it in the exact center, it's 60 feet from the center in each way. So it covers the entire ship.
It does cover the entire ship if it's in the center?
Yeah. I popped over to the combat map that I have for the Sunless Sea, and I put it down just to see what it would look like with the aura, and it's just the entire thing.
Second, you also bind an extra effect to the area. Courage, you can't be frightened while in the area. Darkness or daylight, if you want to have magical daylight. Energy protection or vulnerability. Everlasting rest, dead bodies cannot become undead.
I can go with courage. I was
going to say courage, daylight, or the bodies not becoming undead could also all be really good.
I would say courage. I'm worried about daylight that,
a beacon.
There might be points where we want to turn out the lights.
Yeah, because the non-stuff warded by that.
Yeah. Yeah, courage is fine. That one's probably the best bet.
Especially
it's up to Kenneth, but...
Yeah, I mean, I don't have a particularly strong opinion on him, but courage will work.
Hey, we could have Iago start talking to Ivy finally. We can have tongues put on there so everyone can share understanding, even if they don't share a language. But yeah, courage sounds fine.
All right, so you're gonna double back into the giant ruins and have Pascal bless this mess.
Mm-hmm.
All right, pulling back. Another day.
Sanctify this ship.
Since we're here and we're doing this, I do have a question, Gombo.
Absolutely.
When it comes to crafting things, you said you had to have a place of power. Would this count?
You would need to explore a little bit more. There may be something here, but not explicitly just big ruins.
Okay, so can I take some time just to look around then and see if I can get any clearer signs since we're going to be here anyway? Like, I'm not going to get off the boat, but just kind of like look around in the distance and see if there's anything.
You'll need to like move the ship around within this hex because it's multiple miles. You can totally climb up one pillar if you park the boat next to it, but that won't necessarily.
And that seems too risky right now.
Yeah,
I'm fine with that. I just wanted to ask while I was thinking of it.
Mm-hmm.
Because now that I have my Acme thing, I have an idea that I wanted to go by, but there'll probably be better opportunities for it.
All right. Some of the crew that might not share your guys' religious vocation is a little not super comfortable with Taskel's whole religious rite of hollowing the ship, but no one's like complaining.
Yeah, I mean, if there are hungry ghosts, then they won't be able to eat us.
Yeah, anyone who does say anything, I just like, look, you don't have to like it, but this will keep us from any undead fucking with us.
It's that same vibe as if you're like at a big group dinner with friends out in a public space.
Now let's all say grace.
And that one person that wants to pray out loud and everyone else is just like, oh. And then the waiter comes with the food and then everyone's looking around awkwardly. I'm definitely not speaking from life experience or anything.
Oh, no, totally not. I remember that happening, and I kind of just took the food from the waiter and put it down at people's spots.
I know.
Feel free if you wanna pray to your own god. That's perfectly fine with me.
Does anyone else on this boat have 5th level spells? No? Then shut up.
It sounds like we're praying to Father Mountain.
It does raise the question of what the Druger worship still. Wager, Druger, Doager.
I don't even want to know,
Dorgar.
to be honest with you.
Derugar, I think it was the official.
Deru.
Derugar.
And there's also the Darrow, which are I forget
Darrow.
what exactly.
They're
They're
like
insane.
batshit crazy gnomes. You ran into them
Gnomes.
before. Oh, you ran into a couple
Yes.
back at the Veilcroft Manor.
They're like Nivy Ivy, but insane, basically.
All right. Day passes. No
Like
incident.
they're a little touched in the brain.
By the way, the 5e Tools website has pronunciations on all the monster
Mhm.
manual monsters, so you can look it up there if you need to find
Yeah.
out. Durgar.
Durgar.
Granted, I think it was Critical Role that made a bunch of like voice things, and then people just uploaded it to that.
Probably.
I can tell as soon as I clicked it, it was Matt Mercer.
Yeah, that's Matt Mercer. I'm familiar, yeah.
All right.
As I've said many times about Critical Role in the past, cool people, cool guy, people need to calm down a bit. Is all
Yeah.
I'm saying.
Fan bases as a whole need to calm the fuck
Yeah,
down
yeah.
nowadays.
The actual people who put it on seem fine. I enjoy it. Fan base, hey, just like put some ice cubes in your pants.
Again, as soon as I tried to like look at stuff at the fandom of Steven Universe is when I realized society has gone too far with fandoms.
Mhm.
I'm like, okay, everyone needs to chill.
Was never able to get into Critical Role. Just sitting there, I'm like, I could be catching up on like an actual TV show right now.
I do it while I'm doing something else that
Yeah.
usually it's like,
The reason I watched campaign 1 is I put it on as an audio thing while I was like working because I didn't have to really listen to anyone.
Mm.
And I basically been the first season with that, and then I started watching the second one with my wife.
I usually do it if I'm like solo playing Minecraft or something, because if you
Mhm.
don't, the silence gets kind of deafening. Anyway, so on day 309 of the expedition, you guys are going to head back in with your new freshly hallowed ship.
Yep.
All
Yep.
right. So let me see here. Just going to make sure I understand everything.
Guys, we're now invincible.
No, I'm sure not. The good news is if one of our compatriots that were on the boat was somehow charmed, they're no longer charmed.
Shit, that would be.
Assuming it's by one of the excluded types.
Mhm. Okay.
Never.
So if I'm
discussed it.
reading this correctly, because it's just a big old wall text, if something is in an area and then you move over it, it gets a charisma save or be chucked out, or am I misreading that?
A creature
I'm
that
just
would be affected enters spell's area for first time on a turn or starts its turn there. It can make a charisma saving throw. Then it gets to ignore the.
Yeah, if it passes, it
effect.
ignores the effect.
So yeah, it's not foolproof, but
Yeah, I
Like
I
if
was
we
just
boat
curious
over
about.
something, we're gonna have issues. But
Yeah,
at
I
least
was
you can't
just
fly
curious
in.
about that because you guys are a moving object. If you were doing this on a building, it would be pretty like, well, that's that.
Yeah, there's going to be more limitations being on a moving boat and stuff,
Mhm.
but the extra precaution against ghosts couldn't hurt.
All right.
Also, ghosts like to possess people, and that's probably a good thing to not have happen.
So, you guys are just moving northeast, or just point and arrow to where you're heading. Okay.
We're just making that direction until we reach a wall, I think, is what the consensus was.
yeah, it's either on the far side, which means through and beyond, or on the far wall of it. So Hey, look.
Son of a
wall.
bitch.
As you guys are paddling out into this, the fog seems to almost be pushed back by the 60-foot hollowed bubble around your ship.
Good.
And you hear the whoosh of air as things seem to be moving in the fog around you, pressing up against the side of the bubble.
Okay, crew, middle fingers all around. Just start pointing them at people. Pointing them in the sky.
What exactly are we looking for in here?
An entrance.
Now there has to be a chaotic neutral god whose holy symbol is just an erect middle finger.
All right, then. Taskell.
Mm-hmm.
So, let me roll this.
Spell save 17 if that's what you're going after.
Yeah, I already rolled that.
Okay.
You take 9 points of bludgeoning damage as something just straight up punches you in the face.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm rather shocked at that, so...
I'll move you guys over to the map. Bring up the initiative turn order. You guys can click your tokens and roll.
That last seems appropriate.
You just had your daylights knocked in.
You got knocked the fuck out. I'm going to put me on the helm.
Oh yeah, sorry, I just threw your tokens down. I didn't really.
Sorry.
I mean, to be fair, I would probably chill on the ballista when I'm not keeping watch.
Just sit on it. 2 tons of pressure riding between my legs.
That's right, ladies. I'm compensating. All right. Pilgrim, you're up first.
I mean, do we know what's going on other than Taskell?
You just saw Taskell's head shoot back and probably grip his nose.
I think I'll ready Eldritch Blast for should a threat become visible. Oh, actually, wait. Let me see what this is. Yeah, I'll do the hold action till the Eldritch Blast hold action.
All right. So that's your turn?
Yep.
Unknown thing's turn. Gets to make 2 attacks at advantage, so I'm just rolling these on the DL. What's your AC, Taskell?
19 or 20 if I'm fully kicked out. Don't have the shield out, so 18.
18? All right. That means this is 3 slam attacks that hit you. I'm just rolling them all at once. None of them are natural 20s. As something is just absolutely kicking the shit out of you.
Mm-hmm.
Jigless, you are at the wheel and you're seeing, it's like seeing someone airboxing nothing and losing very profoundly.
In 5e, if I have a feeling I know they're in the square in front of him, making his head pop backwards.
You can also use a action to perform a spot check, which is a perception check to notice the exact location of an invisible foe.
If I just go up and try and attack the space in front of where his head's popping back, do I have like a minus 50% chance to hit?
You have disadvantage if you picked the correct space, because I actually have a token on the GM's layer right now.
All right, then I will action a spot check.
Yeah, that won't do it.
Right. Then I'm going to move. Down here.
Okay. Fergus.
Action to perceive. I will. Good.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say I'm keep myself honest. I was gonna use this to add 8 to my perception roll to really get a good look.
Be enough then. It's still very much invisible, but you can kind of tell through the the air displacement that there is something right there.
Does it look like it's ethereal? We fought ghosts before, so
the last ghost that you fought actually visually materialized. This one's just seems to be straight and visible and kicking the shit out of people.
Okay, I am going to action surge and I'm going to fire my bow upon the ethereal plane.
All right.
For the first shot and see if it hurt. I'm going to do that for the first shot and see if it hits.
Okay.
Is it a disadvantage even though I perceived him or no?
Yes. Because invisible is still conveys.
I will roll a d8 to try to up that. So an 18.
Your arrow flies true from exactly where you think it is, and it just flies out the other side.
Okay.
You don't think it's on the ethereal plane.
Okay, I'll make my second shot against the normal one.
Mm-hmm.
The normal plane. And I will do it at disadvantage as well.
That'll hit.
For 9 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
As you just see me fire 2 shots upon that direction.
It hits.
And I call out that he's to the my right, his left.
The spot check can reveal it for everybody, so no one has to do it individually. Yeah, you see the arrow, and it hits something semi-solid, and then it kind of seems to tumble in the air and then get snapped and fall to the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Freya, I just assumed you were able to get into your suit for this.
All right. So I should know that it's next to me, right?
Yeah, you still have disadvantage on attack rolls against it because it is invisible, but...
All right. Shoot, it didn't roll a disadvantage, so I'll just roll again.
Then they'll both hit.
All right, so it's the you can go with the 11 or the 14. I don't care.
Okay.
And the second hit, which I did roll a disadvantage, which was an 11.
Okay. Second one will miss. Is your suit trident considered magical? I always forget.
It is because I have my infusion on it. I don't think it would be normally. I would have to look into it, but I don't think it would be normally. But it doesn't matter because it is magical right now.
All right.
No matter what.
You hit and deal damage. Anything else, or is it Taskell's turn?
Taskell's turn.
All right, Taskell.
Yeah, I'm gonna get my shield out at least. And do a move to get a weapon out as well. I will. And I'll try and maybe try and swing on whatever's hitting me.
Okay. Is it not an action to put on a shield, though?
Don't know.
Because I remember Richard posted about this earlier.
Probably. So then, that would be my whole turn.
Yeah, unless you would rather pull out the weapon and attack. It's up to you.
No, I feel like getting the shield down.
It takes one action to don or doff a shield.
Yep,
Yeah.
There it is. All right. Nolgrim.
I gain a rough idea of where the creature is, given where people are attacking.
Yeah, Fergus's
Sure.
call out.
Yeah, he'll take a pair of shots at it, or Eldritch
Okay.
Blast it. Oh, used to be
still
at disadvantage, yeah.
Yep.
Sorry. I'll just re-roll this normal one. So 17. And
That'll hit.
And then second one, 12.
That'll miss.
Then I will move around to try to get a bit closer. Right there. Alright, that'll be my turn.
All right. Turn. Shift down here. And now it's going to, I'll just use the actual sheet now. It'll take 2 attacks against Fergus. Still at advantage.
Those are both hit. I will try to dodge the other one with a superiority die as a reaction, which I will.
All right, so just 1 hits.
Yep.
8 bludgeoning damage. Something invisible sucks you in the face.
FYI, guys, you guys all have a temporary hit points equal to fucking 12. So just keep that in mind. So tactically, your HP would technically be a little higher.
By the way, this would be so much worse if you guys hadn't put that hollow up.
I imagine.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
When you said that, I'm like, oh, we need to spend that money.
Jigless.
All right. If you cast a spell as a bonus action, you can also cast a cantrip, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And necrotic damage doesn't heal undead in this.
No, that's a Pathfinder thing.
Okay. Right.
Some undead are resistant or immune to necrotic, but that's a case by case.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
Like-
very rare that any kind of damage heals targets, and generally it's shit like fire or cold or something like that.
Or lightning if you're a shambling mound.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, shambling mounds. Those can be death at early levels.
I love them so much.
Mm-hmm.
Cast this on Taskell.
For 11 points.
Oh my god, I rolled a 1-1-1-1.
There it is.
It's to balance out my 4-4-4-4 earlier.
Nice.
Thus,
And
everything.
then,
Well, you did get that high level too, damn.
yeah, I tried to spend my best. And then chill touch the creature. And rolling at disadvantage.
Because it's invisible. That'll miss. All right. Fergus.
I'm gonna bonus action Hunter's Mark,
Okay.
and I am going to, just holding my bow in my left hand, I am going to pull out my dagger in my right and just start stabbing at it.
Okie dokie.
Can't dual wield because I don't want to drop my bow, but
Mhm. Give me them attacks.
Really should redo those symbols. Probably
Yeah.
will sometime.
These are the ones I added, so
18 to hit
that'll hit.
or 19 points of damage, 4 of it poison.
Yes, it does not seem to take any of the poison damage.
That's fine. It is still magical, so.
Yep, the other 15 goes through.
And then one more attack at disadvantage. 14.
That'll hit.
Ignore the poison.
Just
but
note it in.
no, the 6 is Hunter's Mark, so.
Oh, 6 is
15.
Hunter's Mark. Got it.
The last time I just rolled poorly on my sneak and then added Hunter's Mark on it as well.
Gotcha.
That's all I can do.
Freya.
Beep boop. Attacking it.
Gotcha.
Now that we're fighting ghosts, somehow our team Fairy Fire is nowhere to be found.
The second one will hit.
Well, Fairy Fire is a area of effect. Do you want to be hit at advantage?
It is already
This is
technically
true.
an advantage check.
Yeah, it's technically hitting me at advantage anyway.
No.
The air is more invisibly menacing. Taskell.
Yeah, I guess we got an idea where it is. I'm gonna go ahead and try and swing on it.
Mhm.
Disadvantage, you.
That'll still hit. Alright, 11 points of damage.
If we show this one who's boss, we'll gain the respect of the other ghosts.
Turns out the ghosts are just a bunch of high school toughs that died all at once.
Elgrim.
All right. You'll shift over here and activate Spirit Shroud.
Okay.
And we'll go with the Radiant.
Gotcha. So, Nolgrim summons more ghosts.
But don't worry, these are dwarven ghosts that are just ready to kick some ass.
Somebody say ghosts? Nolgrim throws open his greatcoat.
Here, I'll put this fire with the rest of the fire.
Oh,
Get
yeah.
a load of these!
Yeah, Nolgrim is definitely the dwarf in the trench coat. He calls it a robe, but we all know what it is.
Its turn. It will continue its assault on Fergus.
Oh yeah, those will both hit.
Clunk. Clunk. Seems undeterred.
You.
Jigless.
Right. Gonna give greater invisibility to Fergus for lack of anything. I don't have a magic weapon, so I imagine I can't hurt it.
I mean, no one's tried with a non-magic weapon.
I mean, you can still give me the greater invisibility if you want.
It's debatable on mine. I mean, the fire damage is a class feature.
Oh yeah, the fire
Explicitly.
damage. Yeah, and then
And
your
then,
normal axe is not, right?
Oh yeah, because he has his magic buff on his armor, doesn't he?
Right, that's correct.
Then healing word on Fergus. Wait, I can't do that.
No. Greater
Okay.
invisibility is a spell.
Yep. So you're just
You can
getting
inspire
good
somebody,
invis. That's a good idea. I will inspire Fergus.
Hot damn, I feel inspired.
Fergus.
Now these will be at a flat roll instead of a disadvantage.
Mm-hmm.
And I will stab at it with the stab shroom. Can't wait for that hit. Yay. I was
Hit.
about to say natural one now that I have not disadvantage.
You miss. Your dagger lands in the ballista and it's fired out to sea.
20 points of damage.
Mm-hmm.
And another stab shroom attack
That'll hit.
for another 9 points of damage.
Your dagger hits something in the air that gives a little bit of gives, and then all of a sudden there's a big poof of a bust of wind bursting out that blows all your hairs back, and it is gone. Mm-hmm.
I did it, guys. I popped the balloon. It's a very
You
violent, very painful balloon.
He said invisibly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it probably wasn't a ghost. What with that?
Yeah, if anyone wants to, you can give me an Arcana check.
I don't know magic shit.
24.
So Nolgrim, with that, you start running through your list, and as far as you know, even most forms of undead would become visible if they start attacking. Ghosts usually they're only invisible when they're in the ethereal plane, so they have to manifest into the material to physically affect the world. And Taskell is just straight up getting hit by a physical object. And then you're able to filter that through the stuff the Hollow would block. And you realize you do not think it's actually undead. You think it's a form of air elemental called an invisible stalker.
Oh, fun, those things.
The interesting thing about invisible stalkers, they don't happen in the material plane naturally. They're only ever summoned in via magic. And as you
Caliburb.
As you realize that, you look around and you see the swirling shape, because invisible stalkers are essentially just sentient air that wants you to fucking die.
Mhm.
You notice there are dozens of those shapes moving around within the mist. There's a shit ton of invisible stalkers here. Like, you would be being mobbed if that hallow wasn't up. One of them got through because I got a really nice roll. But so something has set up one hell of a defense system.
That was money well spent on this horde there. This is, and you describe what we're up against.
This is going to be that goddamn wizard again, I swear to God. We're really going to have to go back and kill him eventually. I just know it.
But it could be that there's something hidden within these mists beyond what we're looking for.
Well, we're going to be exploring, so if we come across it.
Mm-hmm.
Iago speaks up. Or they are here because of what you're looking for.
It's also true.
That sounds deep, my friend.
Shrugs. So, where do you guys want to go from here as you are being kept safe in your little bubble?
Can we go back to the main map?
Oh, sorry, I forgot to move you guys. That's my bad.
Well, while everyone decides where they're going and everything, or where we're going, I'm going to I'm gonna just find someone and give them like a silver for their old shirt or something, and tear it up into strips and use that with some kind of either wire or string and set up areas in the boat to notice if we notice wind blowing. So like over by like the sides of the boat, there's gonna be just like hanging strips of cloth that are on some string, on the ballistas, on the wheel. They're just gonna be all over the place, and I'm gonna explain to the people who are on the top of the deck the most. That's not like, in addition to our party, but the other people. Like, if you see these move, there's a good chance that there might be something on the boat with us, and to alert us.
Sorry, I'm just imagining Furriers going downstairs. All right, boys, take your shirts off.
Well, it might not take us directly to the back door entrance because it's secret and all, and the description of the guiding hand says it has to be on a map at least once in all of reality. But setting that to Dammerhall might give us an idea of which way to go.
Also, out of curiosity, like, it might have been on a secret map or something, but Jiggles, could you ask, like, could you have it point us to the direction of whatever is summoning these invisible stalkers? Can deal with that in one swift blow, if that's the case. Maybe it's a mechanism or something rather than just a person at this point, because it's been like this as far as we know for a long time.
I can try. Does it say that I can pinpoint a person?
Well, maybe location they're emerging. I don't know. I'm not sure how your magic works.
One moment. Let me check the owner's manual.
He opens up a book with his phone.
One major landmark, such as a city, mountain, castle, or battlefield on the same plane of existence as you. Someone in history must have visited the site and mapped it. If the landmark appears on no map in existence, the spell fails.
Yeah, but it's a ritual thing you could cast as we're moving. Couldn't hurt to be like, lead us to the portal that is open, that is letting these stalkers in, maybe? See if it actually exists, and if it's an issue, we can possibly
Do you
deal with.
want to find that portal, or do you want to find the door to your ancestral home?
Well, if it is the reason I bring it up is because if it is a portal that has been placed there, if we can turn it off, we can get through here a lot easier. Because if the stalkers suddenly go away, I doubt there's many things living here other than those at this point. So all of a sudden, a lot of our problems are solved.
Well, mechanically, if it's a portal, they're here physically. They ain't going to get dispelled by
that's true.
closing the portal.
Yeah, that's true. Still good to know. It takes 10 minutes to find out if it's true or not.
And you got some other detection spells that are rituals you could try as well if you want more information.
Of course, the longer we sit here, the more of them will eventually be able to brute force the barrier.
I just think we take while he's doing the ritual for that, we can just start heading this direction, so that way we're not standing still.
Yeah, it's not like you're screaming along a million miles an hour here, because the 6 hexes are over the course of 24 hours. So,
do you think somebody would have put the portal on a map, though?
Again, I don't know if it would work, and it costs you nothing if it's a ritual spell. You don't have to spend a spell slot.
Okay. Go ahead and attempt to cast it.
you get a big X in the air.
Yep.
Go, da-dan.
Good to rule it out.
Sorry, I couldn't boot that up.
All I picture is your owner's manual just having a big fucking painting of yourself on the cover, just like in a Fabio-esque pose.
No,
Holding
it's
up a
one of those
beautiful
like
hand.
awkward photos that authors put on the back of their novels, where they're like leaning on a table with their hair slicked
Yeah.
back.
But he's doing it with his hand under his chin, the guiding hand.
Guiding hand, my fingers know the way.
Okay, let's keep on moving.
Yeah, the only thing
All
else
right.
I can think of is like if Kenneth has like
Well-
divination or communion or something.
Why don't I do the obvious and search for the secret or the entrance in the Sea of Ghosts to Dammerhall?
Yeah, I mean, I've got commune, but also, depending on how we handled it, the hollow spell would have been my only 5th level of the day. I don't know if we're on the same day for
That was
casting it, or
yesterday now. But,
Yeah.
You try to do the the arrow thing for finding the secret entrance to Dammerhall, and you get nothing.
Yeah, probably
It's
wasn't
a-
put on.
I really thought that
Ritual
was
spell.
going to work.
Yeah, that's why I said the city proper would at least give us a general direction, if
You
not
could
the.
try doing the city.
All right. Try doing the city.
All right. The city of Dammerhall is to the east and up. Makes sense. You're pretty deep underground.
Mhm.
Yeah, so going this way is the right probably call. So
Yeah, so we locked down on that. Assuming the secret entrance is roughly in line with the city.
Yeah.
Could be miles off. Who knows?
Could be worse. We could not have any indicator. Start going this way instead. Ah. I mean, it's better than nothing. So we follow that.
I was looking. Commune is a ritual cast, but at the same time. Hmm.
Shit, is that a door?
Might be a beach.
That
Definitely a white spot.
is a small landing that leads into a tunnel, maybe 15 feet wide.
Hmm.
The good news is you're fairly certain there's no predators hiding in the ceiling here, because the invisible stalkers probably would have killed them by now.
Hmm.
If you read the description of the monster manual, invisible stalkers are not known for being friendly.
no, they're really not. Like they're even aggressive to the people who summon them often.
Oh yeah.
Well,
Normally,
I will
you
say-
only hire a single invisible stalker to hunt down and terminate or kill one person.
I will say this. We've reached the eastern edge of everything I'm aware of, everything known in the Sunless Sea. So
Are you having a panic attack, Jiggles?
anything that goes that way, I've never heard of. No one's ever seen, possibly.
well, if we can get the boat close enough, I really
Or I
don't want
guess
to go
what I
out
should
in
say
the
is-
rowboat to.
There's no more sea that way.
It'll be okay. There's things other than water in this world.
Oh, I hope so.
3 days later, never mind, I don't like lava.
I mean, it could be worse. We could lead him to the giant mushroom dome. That's probably good for him. It has a lake if he needs water, and then, all the fungus he could eat.
Trust me, when it comes to elemental liquids, you go in. Water is perhaps my favorite. Lava, least favorite. I know from personal experience.
But I do say we go take the boat as close to that as we can, and if we can't get it close enough, we can take the little skip of ours.
Yeah, you're going to have to folding boat out because the water becomes shallow as you get closer. But then you can take it the rest of the way out.
I mean, if they were worried about invisible stalkers, Tassel, you could always just blender it up while we're getting there.
Yeah, I mean, I'm also kind of worried about leaving the crew alone.
Yeah, as you guys draw closer, the fog seems to let up a little bit around this cave entrance. You don't know if that means that you're out of the invisible stalker area or what, but you just have that as your only indication.
Could you ask your god if you're on the right direction?
I mean, commune probably be a good point for this point. If we even have to rest for another day, it might be worth asking. If it's the yes and no one, you just be like, is this the right path to take? If it says yes, all the better.
That's divination. That's also a ritual cast. Yeah, I mean, if you want to wait.
It's up to you guys. Your
If
rations
it's ritual,
on the ship.
it's like a 10-minute wait, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm fine with it. I mean, if it's not the right path, this might as well find out now so we can look for the right one.
Yeah, 10 minutes is worth the investment.
All right, divination to ask if this landing path will lead to Dammerhall.
All right. You receive a vision of Father Mountain in his granite forge deep in the mountain ranges of the world. And his response is yes.
It seems it'll lead to the right path. How directly? Well, that's for us to find out.
The city made of gold.
That's what I've heard, but I don't believe it.
I guess pees himself a little. You can't really tell though because he's kind of always wet.
Triton are like mice. They're always kind of pissing themselves. How terrible would it be that if that's true? I mean, all rat folk in Pathfinder, is that what they're doing? Like actual rats do? Well, they're always like micro pissing so eagles can see the trail?
Dragging their balls and leaving a trail of piss? I don't know.
These are the questions we don't need answered. So what's the play here, guys? Because you still have your entire crew of pirates and everything as well.
Yeah, that would make one heck of a discussion in the comments section if we had enough followers.
Yep.
Honestly, we should just take the day to scout out this tunnel and see what's going on. And if it seems to go deeper than a day, I think we should return to the boat, at least temporarily. And then plan from there. But worth at least to get in a dip in and investigate.
I'm okay with that. The crew won't get too restless one day.
What was your problem?
Because I assume we're talking. I assume we're talking in the captain's quarters.
Yeah, I'm gonna assume that.
I would just tell it. I would just look at Jiggles and be like, "If this is actually where we're going, we're probably not going to see this boat again for a long time."
Yeah, I mean, now that we don't have the cultists, we can just be like, "Hey, here's your boat."
Well, here's another plan. We could take enough rations for us for a few days to go explore. We could give Ignis permission to lead the crew to find any plunder they can find for, say, 5 days and then meet us back here.
Do they want to risk it with all those invisible stalkers? Because they don't seem like the fighting type.
or more accurately, they can fight, but will they fight for you?
Also, will they return if we tell them to come back in 5 days? That's what I'm saying. We take a day, see
It's
what's
just
going on
2
in here.
hours from here to there, right?
No, that's not 2 hours. That's multiple hours. Remember, 6 hexes over
That's
the
like
course
12
of
hours.
24 hours.
I'm just
So that-
spitballing. Throwing out
That was 12 hours.
12 hours. In the
Yeah.
boat? Okay.
Yeah. So I say we just take the day, see what's going on in this cave, come back, and then if we go deeper, we can address what we need to do then. But good to at least figure out what's going on in there first. See how geared and how prepared we need to be.
All right. So you're going to disembark and venture in on... Because I remember you had to wait a day to do commune. So it's now day 310, right?
I believe so.
Okay. Just trying to keep my day tracker. You're almost to a year, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Fergus, go ahead and cry.
You say that like he already hasn't for the day.
I know. At this point, it's just the crew's white noise machine to go to sleep at night. Is Fergus all right? He's just sweating through his eyes. It's fine. Thankfully, you have the folding boat now fixed up after that one sea battle against Captain Greymore Hellspite. And you were able to paddle it to the little cave opening here.
Mm-hmm.
Thankfully, you are unmolested by invisible stalkers. That's a very pleasant combination of words I just said.
Right.
Those stalkers didn't molest us. What are we?
Yes,
chopped liver?
that's right.
Are we not good enough for you?
You were not molested by invisible stalkers in their orgy of violence.
But if they're invisible, how do we know?
As we get to the entrance of the cave, I just look over at the cloud of mist. Oh, what? Are we not good enough for you now?
They're
Yes.
pretty rough with their groping.
We'll get the entire channel on YouTube banned when Kenneth names this one Invisible Stalker Orgy.
Although for a brief window, we might get the most views ever.
Yeah.
That need a clickbait title. It needs to be Assaulted by Stalker.
You don't have to be a stalker.
All right. You guys.
Stalker in
Yep.
the pitch black night.
Assaulted by Stalker in the pitch black.
Orgy.
They have to be clickbait without being too like racy, so that way you can get the views and not get demonetized.
24
They probably
hours
stole the
in
boat,
the
and then
Underdark.
this happened.
Oh God. I
Trouble
hate-
proving invisible stalker molestation.
You won't believe what happened after we stole that boat.
Oh man, I look forward to spending eternity with you guys in hell.
Save a spot by the fire for you.
Yeah.
It'll be warm.
Same time Wednesday.
You can ride in my handbasket.
Yeah. Turns out Satan's a really good DM. I guess D&D really was devil worship this intact.
Best horror campaign ever.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, the way
Talk to the devil and he's like, well, you know, it didn't start that way, but then the Christian said it, and I thought, well, it is pretty rad.
And the thing is, though, the waiting list to get into one of Satan's games is just so long. We're just going to have to like play with each other like normal until we can get in our queue.
Mm-hmm.
But the game's so good. You get paid $1,000. You can buy your way out of hell with $5,000, but you have to.
So let's make landfall in the session there.
Oh wow, it is 8
Satan
o'clock.
has
Isn't it?
started implementing
I got-
a battle pass into his games for some reason.
Okay, no, I got the ending for us here. So, this is a full hex of tunnel, but thankfully, with Fergus leading the way, you guys can cover 2 hexes of tunnel a day. So you're able to come this far. And you come to a dead end of natural rock.
Mm.
Do your people ever make secret doors?
All the time. It's kind of our thing.
Nolgrim,
Secret tunnel.
that the Forge Friend helm
Mhm.
says, "You've arrived at the secret entrance to Dammerhall."
Hey, yo.
Thank you, Thomas.
How do you open it?
Does not compute.
Speak friend to awaken the door.
Say friend in Dwarvish.
On my end, it sounded like you said speak French.
Speak French.
Sacre
Oui, oui,
bleu.
un baguette.
Baguette omelette de fromage.
I just got a cease and desist email.
All of
From the
France.
Tolkien estate.
By the
So-
French estate.
So do you guys say friend in Dwarvish?
Yes.
Yeah.
Good first death, at least.
The wall shakes as the stone moves, as two dots of glowing orange light right next to each other appear, and then they shift down like Titanic eyes as a figure that looks apparently completely of natural rock detaches itself. It is a towering 60-foot stone golem in the silhouette of a dwarf, a beard made of stalactites with two glowing orange eyes. And with a thundering step, it just takes a step forward. And another thundering step, it takes another step forward as it gazes down upon you. And it says in a voice like a landslide, in Dwarvish, I might add, "I am Dur, who seeks entrance to Dammerhall." And that is where we'll leave it.
Guys, how great would it have been if the password was in Elvish?
What a twist.
Turns
And
out
yes.
the guy who made this had a secret elven lover the entire time.
And yes, in case you guys were wondering, the golem's name is Dur, D-O, with the two little dots over it, R.
I liked that part. His name is Door.
Durgar.
I was really expecting him just to squish the fish guy and be like, only dwarves.
Oh, well, we still have next session. You never know.
We'll find out.
And thus begins Cope's rotating character for this campaign.
Mhm.
Nice.